I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach Judicial.
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Morant.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. You's not it. What's the topic? When's your logic when I flow? Big Komodo, how it's time.
You gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? Coming from the old stomping grounds here in the office. We got a little technical difficulty this morning, so had to get this back started up in here. So, got to keep it pushing. The train don't stop for nothing. So we're back in the building. It's like coaching. Shit happens. You got to adapt and overcome. And we are here on this fired up free game Friday. So we got a loaded lineup today. Matt McChesney, Jeff Nadu, Shaun King, loaded lineup. We're going to break down everything. But before we do, make sure you join the Slap Nation Discord and Winnable Slap Picks. They are hitting once again. I was still above 500 yesterday on all my picks. The Celtics, of course, I think fucked everybody, but we're going to dive into it. But before we begin, Big Baby Glenn Davis got sentenced to 40 months in federal prison yesterday. But I want to dive into something. Brett Favre and Big Baby both did something worth discussing today. One just got 40 months in federal prison. The other, who was involved with much more money, got zilch, nada, nothing. Let's discuss it. Is it white privilege, or did he move smarter than Big Baby? Did one talk too much versus one saying nothing? I just thought I would dive into this one, as Brett seems to have done similar acts to the state of Mississippi, one of the brokest states in our union, just FYI, while Big Baby took about $80K from NBA insurance for medical benefits. Brett Favre, on the other hand, took over $700,000 allegedly. Now, let's dive into this, because I find it fascinating that one just threw one under the rug. No one talks about Brett anymore. It was about his daughter. There was a volleyball scandal involved. Kind of got thrown under the bus. He sues McAfee. He drops that. Like, to me, it seemed desperate to defend himself by suing and coming out as the victim. Big Baby goes on IG and basically says, I think I'm going to like jail. I won't eat hamburgers. Making crazy faces. I don't know, dog. I can't wait to dive into it with Big Smitty, but it's going to be interesting. It's just weird, man, in my opinion. It's fucking weird that we find certain shit like this and we pick and choose what we jail and what we don't. California DAs won't prosecute pedos in California at all. But we put a cat in jail for 40 months for $80K. That shit is, I'm just figuring out what we're picking and choosing. right now. We're going to dive into it, though, but we got a loaded lineup. The Celtics blow another big one at home. Again, the 11th straight game they've lost while favored. And then they lose at home. And Jason Tatum just gives me that, what do you females call it? Small dick energy. Can't wait to dive into that. Thunder lose first game in these playoffs at home to Luka. Deion Sanders appears on the Nelk Boys podcast in interesting fashion. And then Shiloh Sanders appears on Smitty's favorite show, BMF, as his daddy. Glenn Big Baby talks 40 months of insurance scam. And Chip Kelly is in some hot water after D-Jack chimes in on his behavior with black players during his time at the Philadelphia Eagles. Plus, we will dive into Justin Fields returning kicks for the Steelers once again. The Texans make a trade with the Rams for another wide receiver, and Danny Dimes gets better as they sign Allen Robinson to give him some outside help. But before we begin, my wonderful co-host, self-esteemed Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, 317 Far East Side great and AR5 defending, Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron hairline having, Caitlin Clark jocking, Fox Sports very own. Welcome him in, Big Smitty.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You got the claps back. Now, that's one thing I did miss about the office versus the other, lounge area. The claps and the sound effects are back. What's going on, JB? What's going on, chat? We back. Free Game Friday, man. Loaded show. And I can't wait to cook today. Woo!
Man, a lot going on. Smitty, before we start, I started the show off. Big Baby Glenn Davis, who I've met several times on the Big Three and got to speak to and with. Big goof, like fun-loving, goofy cat, right? He didn't really. You sense that he's kind of like just a fuck around, don't really care, not much, talks. He got 40 months in federal prison yesterday. Brett Favre hasn't got anything. He got away. He sued McAfee. Like, these motherfuckers took the offensive. Big Baby took the defensive. And it seems like one sitting at home, one's getting jail time. I don't know how to dive into it. Everyone's going to talk racist. Everyone's going to talk race about color. Always gets involved regardless. If a coach got fired, it's because he's white. It's because he's black. If a guy goes to jail, white or black, this shit just alarming to me. I've seen cats go to jail for, not go to jail for much more. Just as we just saw with Brett Favre. And then he kind of fucked over the state of Mississippi, where he's from. That's probably the brokest state in our whole union. So I just try to find. I'm trying to find out why we pick and choose this. California, the DA will not prosecute pedophiles. One got arrested yesterday, and they let him out the same day. And the cop at the desk sergeant said, "Just file it, let him go. DA's not pressing charges." We got something going on, dog. I don't know what it is, but we pick and choose what we're arresting right now. And I don't know about this Brett Favre Big Baby thing, but Big Baby's like, fuck it. I'm just going to not eat hamburgers, and I'll come back better shape than ever. And hopefully Cube gives him another Big 3 shot, because he ain't that old.
I think he's 38 years old. Yeah, he's 38. And
wow,
like he's silly personality. I think he's just, one, trying to be as positive as possible in a negative situation, number one. But also, number two, don't believe everything you see on social media. Like, this is a 10-second clip. I'm sure after that clip, man, he really started to think about what's going on. He ain't happy about it. I don't care who you are, how positive you are. Don't nobody want to go to the pen and to get your freedom taken away for over 3 years. That's crazy. So, it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, you put yourself in a situation, and that's what it is. Like, he knew that he shouldn't have been, because it was him and 20 other players. I think all were involved in this scam, this fault, filing false medical claims with the league, for their players' health and benefit welfare program or something like that. And these leagues,
his daughter's volleyball team. It was a lot of shit involved. Keith, shut up.
I was talking about the Big Baby thing. The volleyball team was for Favre.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for Favre. Yeah. I was talking about Big Baby. Now for Favre, because I don't for Favre, did he ever actually get like charged though, or he never got charged? I don't think.
No.
I mean, we all feel like
he didn't get shit.
Bro, we're not stupid. Like you,
He didn't get shit. He went in front of I don't even think he got in front of a grand jury or none of that shit. So
yeah, it's hard to compare two different cases. It's different locations, different storylines, different levels of proof, different. It's just a lot of different things. So like, yeah, you could easily, like you said, to start your take. Everybody gonna look at racist. It's like, well, it's just different story. Again, we believe what we believe, but I'm saying like you can't compare the cases because it's just two different situations. Is what I'm saying, and we don't know what kind of proof they have on both sides. So I don't think it's just a clear race thing. Like, you know what I mean? So
I don't know what the fuck what's going on with this.
But it is interesting to say the least, the very least, that like every state has their own different, obviously rules when it comes to this. And I mean, I don't know. It does get confusing sometimes when you see other examples of people doing way worse shit and they're getting a slap on the wrist, and then you go out here and you stole some money, basically. Like in a nutshell, so you stole a little bit of money. The league was found out, was pissed off, and like they're making an example, I feel like, out of him. Because I read too that all the Big Baby Davis got the longest sentence of any of the other players. It's like some other players got sentenced or going to jail for a little while, but nobody got a longer one than Big Baby Davis for whatever reason. I don't know if he stole the most or what, but it's just kind of interesting that it happened that way.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But before we begin, let's get to the quote of the day, brought to you by betonline.ag. What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team, and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. Peace. Quote of the day, brought to you by Bet Online. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop.
Just keep moving forward, huh?
Hey, water went through the Grand Canyon over time. It just went right through. Water just kept going, dog. Created a whole motherfucking valley. I'm just saying. Does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. I'm impatient, though. I kind of just want shit done. Like yesterday, took a fridge to the office, took a bar I bought. I got to put it together. You and I put it together tomorrow.
Yeah.
See if you can put something together. I see you put together that shitty ass IKEA little table. I'm gonna see you put together something real. We're gonna test.
I'm not doing it by myself, so yeah, we can do it together for sure. We will be able to do it together. So as long as we got some instructions, I'll be all right.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Use the promo code Coach JB. Get $100 off first match deposit. Great things come from hard work and perseverance with no excuses, contrary to belief. Ain't no time for excuses. I'm just telling you.
I agree with that, man. You got to figure it out, especially as men. I always say that, like, even a lot of times, man, we have legit excuses as to why things are a certain way, but the world don't care. The world don't want to hear it. At the end of the day, you got to figure it out. So I agree with you, man. Hard work, perseverance, and just figure it out. Keep going. That's real. That is real.
I got a poll question for you.
Talk to me.
Everybody in the chat, chime in. Jason Tatum is the most overrated superstar remaining in these playoffs.
Overrated superstar remaining in these playoffs. We got Luka. You got Luka. You got Shea. You got Jason Tatum. You got. I'm gonna say fiction. I don't think Jason Tatum's overrated in my opinion. I really don't. I mean, I think the guy's consistent. I mean, they lost the game. They lost the game. But they've been kicking ass all playoffs. We ain't even talked about them because like the series and the games have been so one-sided for the most part. That it's just been like, damn, it ain't even nothing. They finally lost a game, a bad game for sure, and now it's like we're going to overblow it. Like this means nothing. The Celtics are going to still win this series. I will bet anybody in this chat, anybody involved with this show, I will bet them money that the Celtics will win this series. And Jason Tatum's a baller, bro. Like, I mean, he since he came into the league, the Celtics have been one of the best teams in the league. You got to think about that. The man, I think he's 26 right now. Y'all can fact check me. And since he came in the league as a kid, for the most part, these guys have been good and relevant. Like I've said multiple times before, they've been to like 3 or 4 Eastern Conference Finals with him as their leader. They've been to a NBA Finals with him as their leader. Yeah, they haven't gotten over the hump yet, but he's 26. Yeah, Jordan ain't win a championship until he was, I think, 20, going to 28. LeBron was 27. Steph was 27. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's not like he's even behind it, the 8 ball. I just think that he's been so successful as the leader of that team at a very young age, and he's fallen short from our weird standards that we're placing on a 23, 24-year-old that now in our head, we're like tired of. We're tired of hearing about the Celtics being the best team and the Celtics are going to win. We all just want to like see, it has to happen now. It's like, but bro, I get that. But again, will we feel better if, let's say, this early part of his career, he was shitty, he was an AC, missing the playoffs, I'm sorry, everybody would be like, well, he's young, he's just trying to figure it out and get things going. No, he came in the league and started balling, and now we're expecting him to have 2-3 rings already. What you laughing at?
I'm talking to TikTok. I'm talking Smitty just going on a whole rant. Can you please tell me what the question was while you go off on a whole goddamn segment?
Yeah, you asked me, is Jason Tatum the most overrated superstar left in these playoffs? I don't think he's overrated. I don't know if any of these superstars overrated is left in the playoffs.
Again.
Who's overrated? Tatum, Brunson?
The most overrated superstar left in these playoffs.
No, because I don't think none of them overrated. I'm flipping out. That's not my answer. Because I think
is Jason Tatum the most overrated?
I start off by answering the question saying no, and then I gave you a whole scope
Who's the most overrated then?
No, because ain't none of the superstars overrated in my opinion. None of the superstars in the playoffs right now are overrated. I don't think Jalen Brunson's overrated. I don't think Shai Gilgeous is overrated. I don't think the Joker's overrated. I don't think if you consider Anthony Edwards a superstar, I don't think he's overrated. I don't think Jason Tatum's overrated. I don't think none of these cats are overrated in my opinion. I think the only reason why you're saying that is because of everything I just said. That's why I brought the full picture, because when it comes to Jason Tatum, that's where the background is coming from.
You're not answering the poll question. You said none of them. That's not the question. Is Jason
that's how I'm asking it. You can't force me to answer a question your way. I don't think none of them overrated, so I can't answer the question your way.
Is Jason Tatum more overhyped than Luka?
No.
Then SGA?
No.
Then
I don't think none of them. I think the hype is earned and deserved, is what I'm saying. The superstars that are in the playoffs right now have all earned the hype, and I don't think ain't nobody sitting around saying Jason Tatum is the best player in the league. Ain't nobody saying that. So when we say the hype, how he overhyped? Like, what are we saying? We don't even talk about Jason Tatum like that on the media channels. We ain't talking about Jason Tatum and Fox. We don't talk about him on this show. So how is he over anything? We don't talk about him that much.
The remaining superstars in the playoffs.
I understand what you're saying. I understand.
You will not answer the question. It's crazy.
That's like asking this. Who was more overhyped in their career, Jordan or Kobe? I would say neither one of them was overhyped. Like, I understand what you want me to give you an answer because you're saying, well, somebody has to be more hyped than somebody else. No, I'm telling you, in my opinion, that none of the stars that are in the playoffs right now are overhyped. Like I just used my example. If you said whose career was more overhyped, Jordan or Kobe, and I would say none, you go, no, you got to give me something. No, I don't have to give nobody because I don't think they're overhyped. I think the hype that they got was earned. That's my answer. You ask these questions in a leading way because you think he is overhyped. So you ask that question. Hey, Big Smitty, poll question, chat poll question. Do you guys think that Jason Tatum is the most overhyped? You're giving your answer right now. That's why you asked the question.
I said superstar remaining in the playoffs. You just not refusing.
No. I don't think any of them are. My answer is no, because I don't think any of the superstars are overhyped.
He's averaging 20 points a game in these playoffs, and it's been blown out at home twice by teams that we would call mid to who you said is the most loaded roster in the NBA. Something has to give. While Minnesota's star Anthony Edwards goes on the road and dominates, is basically a second playoff run in his career. Luka, he would be right.
Any of these stars done more than Jason Tatum?
Huh?
Has any of these superstars in the playoffs right now? You look at their careers and what they've done for their teams. Have any of these superstars outside of the Joker that's currently remaining in the playoffs done more than Jason Tatum?
Outside of Joker.
Yes, because that's obvious. He's the best. He might be the best in the league.
Joker's won it. Tatum's been there and got beat. So
why are you rolling your eyes for?
No one else is in there.
Exactly. So that's your question.
Same teams, Smitty. These aren't the same teams and the same superstars. I said this playoff run right now. You moving the shit all around. Brunson, I think, has he won or been to the final?
Brunson ain't did shit. Respectfully, and I love Brunson, but he ain't from that step. He ain't did nothing yet. You can look around. He ain't did nothing yet. Ain't nothing looking around. He ain't did nothing.
Far in Dallas. What do you mean? Didn't he?
How about you give your answer?
Check me. I think he went.
Give your answer, JB. You talking about me? Give your answer.
See, I don't consider Donovan Mitchell a superstar. I said superstar. Yeah. Right. So in my opinion, you have Tatum that's considered a superstar. Luka's considered a superstar. Joker, three-time MVP is a superstar. And Anthony Edwards is a one and upcoming superstar. And Brunson, I don't know if he's a superstar yet. I think he's becoming one in front of our eyes. But if we were on,
if he ain't one, we need to consider him one right now. This motherfucker's going crazy.
I don't believe if we're starting talking superstars at a bar, I don't believe you bring up Jalen Brunson. And
that's why a couple shows ago, you probably won't remember. I said something along the lines of that we need to start put more respect on his name, because I think there's something about Brunson's game that's not quote unquote sexy and exciting. Yeah. That we don't like it as much, but when you look at the results, the motherfucker is putting up ridiculous numbers.
Listen, 4 40-point games in a row before he got hurt, and he ended up still having 27.
29 and 3/4.
Yeah. So
in the playoffs.
But I don't know if this run right now that they're on can just jump him up into superstar status. I think you got to do it consistently for some years. You got to do it for some years. I think to get.
I got you.
Anthony Edwards right now, we're starting to call one as he's showing out in these playoffs, because the only difference between him and Jalen Brunson, why we're calling Anthony Edwards, man, this motherfucker the best in the league right now, all this hype, because what have you done for me lately? His dunking ability, his flash, and his youth is why we've put him and catapulted him over Brunson, over certain guys in the league. Let's keep it real. So I don't know if I'm going to call him a superstar either yet, even though we know he's transcending there. So, I think you got to do this a couple years, and then you have to do some things. Kobe didn't become a superstar until he took his team and got into playoffs after he airballed as a 17-year-old versus Utah in 96, and then he comes back and hits 9-game winners in one season. Some cats haven't hit 9-game winners in their career. He hit 9-game winners in his next year as a second-year player. Cats started being like, oh, shit, this dude's taking over the game and shooting 9-game winners as a 18-year-old in the NBA that Jordan was in. So that is when I said, oh, shit, okay, this guy's a young superstar. I don't know if we got that right now in these guys. I think these guys are pretty fucking good. They're transcending. Tatum to me is inconsistent. You says he's consistent. I think Tatum's very inconsistent. He doesn't show up when he needs to. And I'm going to piggyback on this Tatum thing as far as superstar. Like I said, if we dissect into it, I would take Donovan Mitchell out of it. He could have flashes and he can drop 50 and 71 points, just like Booker did in a league that plays zero defense. So I kind of look at that at like half glass, half full, half empty. So we know these guys are elite athletes and can score points, but when it comes to Tatum and this Austin Rivers NFL thing, I think of Tatum and I look at him and I'm like, yesterday at the podium, Tatum said something that triggered me. Not in a bad way. I don't really care, but he was like, everyone expects us to win by 20 every game. And see, that's the mentality has just changed to me. Maybe we don't, Taysom Tatum, but we sure don't expect you to get beat by fucking 25 at home. That's the difference between a team like that has dogs in it, killer mentality, that wants to go win a title, which you're still chasing the last time I checked, Tatum, to a team that's like the leader goes, fucking right, I'm pissed off we lost by 25 at home. Like, that shit to me is like, and you think 30 of you could play in the NFL? That's the shit that fucking is just, that shit is just like, but let me dive into something. I got a segue for you for this particular thing, because I wanted to do a make it make sense segment, but I want to do it right now with you because it has to do with this specifically. And I don't believe it's all the players' fault. Let me ask you, Smitty, what happened to coaches dressing like professionals? I just want to throw this out there because I just started thinking about it, and I'm wondering why NBA coaches, what we used to see with the greats, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, I mean, I can go on and on and on about coaches on the sideline wearing suit and tie. NFL coaches used to wear some sort of slacks with their team polo, bare minimum. Then the NBA said, wear whatever you want, players, and then make this shit show costume parade begin. And we got fucking Westbrook wearing fucking see-through netting. I mean, all this shit happened. But here's my point. Players, I think, fuck it, do what you do. This is your fun time in life. You making this money, fuck it. I don't really care. I didn't really care. Back when Kobe came in the league, the NBA, David Stern, created a dress code. You had to wear certain attire to the game. Then Adam Silver changed that and made it into wear whatever. But the coaches back in the day when they made that rule always wore suits. On the football field, they wore, you got their headphones, a polo of some sort, or even a shirt, slacks or whatever. And this could be an old versus young conversation, but I want to dive into this and get your take on this to the Tatum point. Why did the coaches follow suit, though? Like, why did the coaches follow what the players did? Suits demanded attention, in my opinion, on the sideline. It demanded attentiveness, and it created a hierarchy and chain of command. We have a player empowerment-driven league now in sports, on the NBA sidelines, on the NFL sidelines. And I just want to know and ask you why you think the coaches changed. Because look at the coaches now, dog. Look at the NBA sideline of coaches. Like, I'm looking at it like, damn, I don't know if a player could even find a motherfucking coach in the middle of all the shit. He looks like a player. And then on the sideline of the NFL games, you got motherfuckers vaping, wearing fucking capri pants. This just seems like I'm trying to be your homie instead of, motherfucker, I'm the one in the suit and tie. Get your motherfucking ass over here. Listen, I don't know you have to wear a suit and tie. I'm not the guy. I'm the guy that wants to wear shorts in professional golf. Like, I think you should be comfortable. You've earned the money. So I'm not the old guy on the porch yelling, but I am a guy of some sort of pecking order, and the player understands. All right, man. Here's coach right here. Like, I don't know. I think it's a professional thing. I think the coach has earned the professional tag. He's earned the right to be called coach for the rest of his life, just like a doctor has earned the right to be called doctor. I just wonder why the coaches, though. That's the real question, Smitty. Not about why they do it. Why did they follow suit, though, and dive into the wear whatever the players wear? I just think we lost some sort of hierarchy there. I don't know.
No, I understand your overall point. I mean, it's an interesting perspective. I disagree with the players or with the coaches following the player's suit. I just think it does come down to just being comfortable on that sideline. Because at the end of the day, most coaches that I see will wear like a team issued like pullover with some slacks and some tennis shoes. And like that's it's not like they're coming out there dressed like it's fashion week. No, that would be a huge problem. If I ever saw a head coach come out there dressed like literally dressed how the players are dressing before the game, walking in, I would agree with you 100%. I just with my 2 eyes, I haven't seen anything even close to that. All I see is pullovers, slacks, and tennis shoes. Pullover, slacks, tennis shoes, all team issue stuff. So like I don't have a problem with that. I think they're still separating themselves from the players. The players ain't dressing nowhere near like that at all. They're coming in putting all types of Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all these different types of fashion week type of styles and brands. So I to your point, I think the coaches are still keeping themselves separated, but just a little more casual. Me personally, I don't like wearing suits. So I think I've said that before. I don't want to speak for you. I don't think you're in love with suits either, though. So, like, for me, it's like as long as you're dressed like somewhat professional, I don't mind you being casual. You said what?
I was tucked in polo slacks.
Right. Yep. Same,
or a hoodie,
same
or a hoodie in a game that's cold. Yep. D. Jones mentioned Belichick wore a cutoff sleeve.
Yeah,
hoodie.
he cut off hoodie. Belichick, the first coach that comes to my mind. He never fucking wears any sort of dressed up situation.
Well, he wears football slacks. And he wears a cutoff hoodie. And if you look at it in the coaching world, he's a guy you look at, it's like, okay, this motherfucker's in a cutoff gray. The cutoff part has the strings hanging even of the cut.
Yeah, it does.
He's like blue collar as fuck. Like, I'm grinding today. I'm the head coach and I'm here to work. Like, that's what the look was. It wasn't capri pants with a fucking skinny jeans. Like, it's a big difference to me. Like,
which coach? I'm just curious, not to put you on the spot, but like, is there a particular coach that you saw that, like, I'm just trying to see, because like that's not what I'm seeing. Like, boom, right here. So this is what I usually see: a team issue pullover, some like black khaki pants, and the shoes might be tennis shoes, it might be like dress shoes, but like, yeah, like this is how they dress. I personally don't see nothing wrong with it. It's comfortable. It's still professional. It's like a polo. Probably he old school. He's still gonna do his suit, but like. Players don't wear that no more. Like any of these cats.
He don't even wear that no more.
Yeah, but like players don't dress like these cats. I don't know.
He don't even wear that no more. Nah, nobody stuck out to me. I'm just asking why the coaches stopped wearing suits.
I just think it's a comfort thing, JB. We grew up in sport. It's just a different type of like it's still professional, of course, but it's a different type of profession. We don't have office jobs. We out here coaches running around. Coaches, I know when you coach. One thing I know about football coaches. Especially the head coach, y'all are on your feet the entire game, 3.5 hours, and you're not on the field playing the sport, but I'm sure you didn't burn so many calories and lost weight from just a game, from fucking stress, running up and down the field, talking to players, make sure the coach is good. So like y'all damn near, it's like a game for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So I understand like why you don't want to wear a fucking suit running around up and down a football field or a basketball court, and it just the environment to me doesn't yell suit. If you want to do it, cool, but I'm not going to down you for not doing it. As long as you still have some type of professionalism with your dress, which I think they're doing, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I look at shit and just think proactively, and I look down the line because I've seen what it's transitioned to, what it used to be, what it's come from, and where it is now. There's a lot, in my opinion, there's a lot of players that have a lot of say in firing coaches and hiring coaches, especially when you're a superstar like a LeBron James, we know, who's going through whatever, his 8th coach. I think when you look the same or equal to a player, I think it's easier to control the narrative as a superstar. And I think that wearing that suit has something to do with that from a optic lens.
I respect that.
To a GM, to an owner. I don't know. I like everything it seems like everything that happened in COVID created either people's fortunes or created people's demises or downfalls. I look at it like that. Like, I'm like, COVID made Pat McAfee rich. COVID made professional coaches, in my opinion, fireable. It was much easier, fireable. Like it seems like it was a whole nother realm. Like that 4-year period, 4 years ago already, Smitty, 4 fucking years ago. It seems like it was yesterday. And it seems like the world changed since that goddamn breakout.
No, it literally did, you know.
It's kind of just crazy. I don't know.
Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. My mom was talking to me the other day. She was saying that, like, you know, it's twofold. You don't have a lot of these jobs. They have a shortage of employees because, one, we know a lot of the kids right now are just lazy. You know what I'm saying? Your guy, the owner of that restaurant, I can't remember his name right now, was talking about the same thing. Like, it's just tough to find people to work because the generation is different. But then also everybody thinks they're an entrepreneur. So, like, I think the pandemic made everybody feel like they can just, you know, work at home or start their own business, start their own thing. So, like, nah, you're right. The pandemic changed like everything, I feel like. So, I don't know, man. It's different times, but nah, I mean, good perspective on the coaches wearing something. I do think they should stand out separately. I don't think it just have to be a suit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Speaking of this, I want to jump around real quick. Speaking of the whole Austin Rivers thing, I know
my boy James been at his neck, boy.
Him and James Jones got something going back and forth.
And James, like, I don't know if y'all know James. James is like a real one. I'm not just saying that. Like, James is a really good dude.
I'm actually like, how do I say this with you on the show? Like, I'm actually super excited to see a guy on that show that usually is very, very non-controversial show. Let's just be honest. To a guy that's like calling out I'm wondering, without saying too much, like, he don't take no heat.
Nah, he don't take no heat. He don't at all.
I'm wondering why they don't do more of that. Like,
I mean, but I guess you need the situation to, like, you needed Austin Rivers to do what he did to garner this, is what I'm saying. Like, the show isn't built on just finding some shit to, like, go at. It has to be something has to be said or done for them to do that. And this ain't the first time. Listen, James Jones is like this. This is the first time the moment has went viral. But James Jones has went at people multiple times before in that same tone. James Jones is a serious guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the way Steve Kim always says, like, in boxing, he's not a serious guy. James Jones is a serious guy. You guys know his story, man. He grew up homeless, ain't had nothing, humble beginnings, worked for everything. So, like, I'm just saying, like, that's the foundation of who he is. So, like, when it comes to certain stuff like this, like, he ain't backing out from no smoke. You know, he didn't share certain stories, you know, there that, you know, we'll keep there. But, like, he's not, that's who he is. Like, he ain't faking it, none of that. So I just think he felt so disrespected by the Austin Rivers comments, which I did as well. Again, came on the show, was it Monday? It was same energy, like, bro, this is ignorant. This is stupid. You know, and he felt that same way because these guys sacrifice so much to make it to the NFL. You know, JB, how hard it is, man. So for you to just be like, so casually, 30 of us could go there and play right now. That's a slap in the face for all the current players, all the greats, you know. And then I don't know if you saw Austin Rivers' little response. He put like a tweet. It was kind of corny. He called him a meathead. I ain't heard the term meathead in a long ass time. And, like, for that to be your first response,
you know what that is? You know why he said that?
No, why?
Because he's scary.
There you go.
You a scared pussy, and you want to say the word meathead because you really scared, and you're like, I don't want to really say nothing because that motherfucker see me in the same. We moved together probably a lot of places,
right? SBs and shit like that.
He's like, meathead, like, because you're a bitch. But anyway, I'm not gonna call him a bitch. I don't know Austin Rivers, but he said some bitch shit. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You do use the one thing I will say. You do be using that bitch word real loose on this show, baby.
Remember, you say that
real
word,
loose.
You say that word only when you expect. And
you might first get jumped.
And, like, that's what I'm saying. And you better use that word. See, with me, you use that word, you better be ready to scrap. If you do use the word, better be ready to scrap too.
That's how I grew up. I'm like, if I'm calling you a bitch, I do not fuck with you on a personal level, and I know shit about you for sure. That's just me. You grown, you 50 years old, you done seen it all, done it all, you do your thing. I'm just saying, when I grew up, East Side, Indianapolis, like you said, bitch is getting thrown out if I'm ready right now for war. Like I damn near like I want to fight you is when I'm saying that word. Like it ain't about if I'm ready. I actually want that to happen. So
Exactly.
maybe you wanna fight Austin Rivers.
Exactly. Like and I shit. I hope he ends up at the Pump Brothers or whatever, because I guarantee you we'll be there, and he ain't coming over there.
You ain't gonna swing on him if you see him.
Guarantee it.
I'm gonna have the phone ready. You are not. If we see Austin, because it's coming up, it's crazy. The Pump Brothers event is damn near around the corner. The event come up and you see Austin Rivers, you not gonna walk up on him. I guarantee you won't.
No, I don't have no reason to walk up to him.
You called him a bitch. You do got a reason.
No, he has to come address me.
He got to respond. I see what you're saying.
I don't. Why I gotta go after you? I don't give a fuck. You already did what you did.
Hey, real quick. I don't know if y'all saw it though. I'm cold with the edit. I don't know if y'all saw the little edit I did for the James Jones clip with the Kendrick Lamar music and the graphic. Your boy did that. I'm cold with it. I'm letting y'all know that. Continue.
And I don't know. So I don't know if you've seen it, but like Dan Orlovsky has come out.
That's your guy.
And Chase Daniel has come out.
It's your other guy.
And basically done this.
All right, if you haven't watched Dan's video, I suggest you do it. I decided to pull out the offensive playbook for the Saints, 2016. Look how thick it is. I love what Dan was saying because he was really focusing on the macro. So look at, all these tabs, everything like that. And it talks about, the cadence and at the line of scrimmage, getting up in the huddle. And that was something I had to really learn when I first got in. But I want to focus on the micro. Dan mentioned obviously how these rookie quarterbacks are going to struggle maybe a little bit with everything that they're doing. And I just want to show you a little bit of the install for just third down. They're going to hit it 3 separate times, exactly like Dan said. Rookie minicamp, training camp, regular season. Sean Payton was one of the best guys and coaches I've ever had really install. And so I just want to take a quick peek right here because this is just the run game, okay, for one install. This is one practice that they have to learn. And this is the pass game, okay, which is absolutely crazy. Not a lot of people talk about the language, the terminology, everything like that. But I want to read a play to you right now. And I want you, and we're going to talk about, I want you to try to stay with me, okay? Hey, guys, all right, listen up. Gun, bunch right, jab, 15, stutter, kill, 84, Z, cowboy, wash out, cross, on yellow, ready. What did you just say? Gun king, bunch right, jab, 15, stutter, F, kill, 84, Z, cowboy, Y, shallow, cross. Okay, so that's a run right here to a pass. Jab, 15, stutter, F means it's a weak side counter play with the F receiver or F tight end coming out and kicking out. Okay, and then you got to say, well, what's the F? The F is talking about the F pulling, and then we're gonna kill it to 84. Okay, Z cowboy Y shallow cross. So Chase, what if we kill it? What does all that stuff mean? Well, the bunch formation, honestly, right here, it's the bottom one. The bunch formation is we're bunching it to the right. Okay, and then what does 84 mean? 84 means a protection. It's a 7-man protection. The tight end stays in to block. Okay, what does Z cowboy mean? Z cowboy means a spear route right here coming across. Hey Chase, what's the width and depth of this?
Bottom line is, why am I showing that?
Because you're just showing one play, one install, and the intricacies of that. So going back to our previous conversation with Austin Rivers, saying that 30 NBA players could come over to the NFL, let's say they got all the physical to it. Let's just say that. All right, cool. You're telling me that they're going to be able to learn that shit like this when all they're doing is picks and screens and drop coverage and 3-man weaves and come on, bro. That's why I'm glad you showed that because people don't understand. People think football just dumb jogs. Man, hell no. You got to be smart. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody on the football field is just geniuses. Me, I played D-line. Our stuff was a lot more simpler than that. But there's still a lot of intricacies to every single position and what you gotta look at and understand. And even from a D lineman, like I'm looking at stuff from the guard stance to if he's on a pool, is their alignment tight? Is it probably like just different little things like that you just gotta know because you play the game. NBA players not just moving over and knowing that stuff, bro. It would look like a kid out there on the field.
That's the thing, man. And you don't. It blows my mind. That's how the ignorance of Austin Rivers' take is why we've been talking about it all week. Is what blows my mind. It ain't about go ahead and say whatever. People say dumb shit every day. We say shit all the time on this show. You say shit on your show. People say shit on their show. I don't care about that. The bottom line is the ignorance of it, though. And then you just fighting it. You fighting it against, Jones and everybody else out there that is like, dog. Yeah, we know you was 10th pick, or I don't know what he was, but you really didn't do shit. And now you're talking about a dude that actually did win a ring as one of the main pieces of the puzzle. And you want to equate?
Come on, I don't know you, bro.
I saw people
he had a way more stuff career than you.
I saw people equating dollars, and I'm like, fucking NBA money and the NFL money is not even fucking close. What are you comparing dollars for as far as career longevity? It makes no sense to me. I saw people comparing it like that's how ignorant people are out there. So the Austin Rivers sexuals, the defenders, actually have no clue. They're trying to fucking compare. Oh, this guy made $56 million. Jones, you only made $18 million. Like, dog. NBA money and NFL money is not even comparable. Shut the fuck up. But they'll defend Austin Rivers' take over that. Right. Because he made more money. So, yeah. I'm like, dog, you're fucking, it's crazy to me. Back to your point, though. I was asking you about, he was making those comments, starting a little heat, a little static with Austin Rivers on Network Fox. And I'm like, I wish they would start doing it more because, like, dog, we're seeing it. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed. We are seeing it.
There's a lot of people going on. I see Shaq and Shannon Sharp got some stuff going. They firing back at each other.
What?
Oh, you didn't see that? So, long story short, Shannon Sharp was on his Nightcap podcast and basically said that he thinks Shaq is envious to an extent of the Joker. Because Shaq came out and said that he thought Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have won the MVP. He wasn't hating. That's just his opinion. Shannon was like, he thinks Shaq is a little envious because he was the most dominant player, way more dominant than what Joker is. But Joker has 3 MVPs, you know what I'm saying, compared, I think, to 1 to Shaq. And I think he said he thinks Shaq is just a little envious of that because, they're already considering Jokic all-time grades, the best center of all time, et cetera. So Shaq came back on his Instagram with like a long-ass caption basically saying, Shannon, you ain't G14 classified. You're not even. You were great in your sport, but you were not nearly as great in your sport as I was in my sport. He had a whole little list of just different things. So I'll try to send it to Babe. Maybe we can get it in the show for later. But it's just a lot of beef right now.
What I'm talking about though is James Jones. I wish would do it more.
What I'm telling you, y'all don't watch the show, which cool. James Jones does this, but this was a viral moment because of the popularity of the clip. This ain't the first time James Jones he goes at people. He calls NBA players soft before. He's done. This is how he talks. Like,
but the reason, what I'm saying is like I want it to be like I'm talking about the network because McAfee has changed the game on this other network, and like dog, like. He told him basically, we're going to air my show. Go ahead and censor it an hour early, but we'll be live on YouTube anyway. We're going to go on ESPN, and then it'll have an hour delay or whatever they do, and then it'll be on YouTube live anyway. But it's ESPN's right on the top.
Yeah.
ESPN's on there. The ticker's ESPN. Everything's ESPN. And he had a girl on yesterday
Nikki Glazer, comedian,
who was roasting Tom Brady, and she was talking about sucking dick, fucking everything. And I know ESPN's got to be over there like, fuck. So ESPN's doing it, homie. Everyone needs to. Why do they still say I'm shadow banned and canceled?
Hey, bro, I don't know if you saw it because I DM'd you yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. I was like, JB, I said, are they showing us on ESPN? Because I was confused. I'm like, if that's the case, we are good, motherfucker. Me and you.
I'm just telling you, that's how bad I'm hated. These motherfuckers are really trying to cancel me, but on ESPN, you could talk about sucking dick now. Like, make it make sense.
I'm about to get a couple more. I'm gonna get some people on here to talk about that now. We're gonna just blow up. I'm gonna get, Sarah J on here. I'll get a couple names on here. But I think McAfee is the outlier though. I ain't gonna lie. I think Pat McAfee
still ESPN, dog.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, listen, we were talking about the other day. Pat McAfee show and First Take run ESPN. If something happened to those two shows, Party and the Roast still gets a good number too. That's a long-standing show for sure. But like those two shows right now in the current time runs ESPN. So they get away with a lot of this different stuff because again, it's a game of leverage, JB. If our show was getting millions of views right now, hell, we get away with a lot of different stuff. It's easy to keep the underdogs, behind the scenes, so to speak, when you're not getting certain numbers. Because like to the major society, it doesn't matter as much, so to speak. But once you start hitting certain numbers, it's like, what they gonna tell Pat, bro? A couple months ago, Pat told a high-end executive was talking shit to an executive at ESPN.
They fired him.
Come on, bro.
I give you guys some jokes like I didn't.
Gone, right?
You said what?
That guy's gone.
I didn't know that part. I did not know that part.
He got booted like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
See?
Take a listen to this.
Use on the show that didn't like fit in my set and just run them by you and think what you think about.
Yeah, we'd be very, very thankful for that. Is that happening right now?
What's like the language restriction here? Like, is this like,
Ready to go.
Let it fly?
Yep. Whatever you need to do, Nikki.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay. Well, these are just all ones that got cut because either they were similar to other things I was doing or just didn't fit in the flow of it. But let's throw some out. Oh my gosh. In talking about Tom Brady to all my friends doing research for this event, I learned that so many people want to suck Tom Brady's dick, and a couple of them are women.
Okay. All right, I was going to wait.
Yeah.
Hey, that would have been good. That would have been good near the lottery ticket, gun to the head, the boyfriend. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. That's where it used to be, and I took it out last second. But and I want to let Julian know that Tom is going last tonight, so you're gonna have to wait a second. What do Tom Brady and a SpongeBob? Eli Manning owns them both.
Okay.
So, first of all, I don't know who that girl is. I never knew her.
She's had a couple specials on Netflix. And again, I didn't watch the whole role, but I watched the first hour and a half. She killed it. Like, it was like a perfect roast in terms of the timing, the delivery.
I never heard of her.
She got a standing ovation. Yeah.
It's another skinny white girl to me. Listen, here's the thing about it. I'm trying to figure out, like, you can say that on ESPN now, dog, and it ain't no issue. Like, it ain't no issue. But
you said they do an hour pre-record, so they basically they block it out. That's what you're saying?
But ESPN's on the screen when they're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
ESPN's
he owns the fucking show.
ESPN is Pat McAfee now. He's on ESPN. He signed the deal. They're there. People can't say, well, he's on YouTube. It doesn't matter. He's on ESPN, and you know the deal. Now, he's doing it his way. I commend the shit out of him. I love that he's doing it because I know he's not the woke guy that ESPN wants. So that is kind of fighting it. And then you see this Netflix special on Tom Brady fight the woke and fight against what Netflix is about, that tried to hold down Dave Chappelle and all these other guys, Bill Burr. So it's like, it's an interesting time, dog. I'm like, we might be in the right time. It might be another COVID situation, especially if this bird flu hits.
Let's do something real crazy in the next couple weeks, blow the show up then, and let's test the waters out. So me and you, we'll game plan. We'll talk to Bailey offline, and we'll try to think of the craziest thing that we could possibly do. And I don't know, maybe you should beat up Austin Rivers on camera. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something that'll help us.
I'll tell you what, ESPN's not quite ready for me, because I'm pretty sure McAfee would have had me on by now.
You think so?
I mean, I'm still cool with him. I talk to him.
Hit him up right now. Text McAfee right now live on the show. We want to see your phone. Be like, McAfee, bring on me and Big Smitty for a 15-minute segment to talk about the Austin Rivers thing. Boom. Don't be all listen. Move that pride to the side. All that pride shit. Move all that shit. Move it to the side.
I don't ask people to go on their show.
McAfee's in my hood.
It don't matter. I don't ask any motherfucker to go on their show. Don't get it twisted.
I'm trying to prove a point, baby. We know you the thuggest. We know you thug, and you know you don't do that. We get
it. I would love to get you on there, but it's going to have to happen organically. And then when he asks me to come on there, I might be like,
Nah, see
I don't know. You know
see that right there. See, contrary to belief, man, we got as men, we got to move our pride. Thank you for that. Contrary to belief, part 2. Sometimes in life and in situations, you have to put your pride to the side. Listen, I get it. Your ego standing out. You know what I mean? I'm one of the best head coaches all the time. I got my own show. I never asked another man to be on their show or to do a 7 on their show. They better ask me. I'm Jason Brown. I'm JB. I run shit here, not you. Me, Cell Block 20. What you talking like? I get that energy. But sometimes you got to think about the betterment of the show, the betterment of the brand. And you cannot tell me right here with a straight face that right now, Jason Brown doing a 20-minute segment on Pat McAfee's show, ending your segment with, hey, by the way, got my own show, the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Make sure y'all subscribe, tune in. You mean to tell me, talk to those 1.2 million followers or 10.9, whatever numbers they get, that wouldn't help us a little bit. You can't tell me that. So what's the bigger picture? Is it your pride or is it the success rate of our show? You let me know, and I'll understand how serious you are about this show moving forward.
You could talk about all you want about swallow pride and all that. What you don't do in life as a grown man, because you can't take it with you. You can't pack it in the U-Haul and go to heaven or hell with it, is your integrity. Don't get it twisted. My integrity will always be bigger than my fucking ego. It will always stand on business. And my integrity is my word. My word is bond. I will die with my word. You will see me in the ground and say, damn, that motherfucker stood on his business, though. He didn't fucking budge. He didn't sell out. He sure didn't just fucking go with it because it was a popular thing to do. He stood on business. Fuck going on someone's show. I give a fuck. I am standing on business. It's an integrity thing. You want me on your show? Holler at me. If you don't, eat a dick sandwich. I give a fuck. This is just how I am. That's me. I don't kiss asses. I don't suck dicks. That's why you will never find a scab on my kneecaps. This is who I am, regardless. We will be fine. Ridiculous. However we end up having to move, we'll move. We don't gotta beg to be on no motherfucker.
No, I ain't never say beg now. Don't misconstrue the road. I'm saying asking a question ain't begging though. Is it begging when they ask you to come on a show? Is it begging when somebody, hey, JB, you come on my show? No, they just
that's what I'm saying. Come on my show.
It is asking you though. You know.
No. Smitty,
I know. I get it. I get through. I get it.
Come on over. Come on my show. That's totally different than Smitty. Can I come on your show? Like, hell no, I ain't coming asking no motherfucker come on that show.
I hear you, man. But listen, I think it's right now. We take a quick break right now, JB. Big Matt McChesney going to join us in a couple minutes. We're going to talk about Shador and one of my favorite shows being not Shador, Shiloh, excuse me. One of my favorite shows being on MEF. Talks about Colorado, NFL, more NBA playoffs. Are the Nuggets in trouble? They play tonight. So stay tuned. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Bailey, take to commercial. We'll be right back in 5.
The University of Colorado, your near and dear alum, had their first team meeting. Yesterday. They had their first team meeting, Matt. We're trying to be calm. They had their first team meeting yesterday. And the two spearheads and figure face of the show program, Shador Sanders and Shiloh, were in Paris doing a runway walk. Do you think this is conducive to successful behavior in winning a Big 12 title in going to a bowl game. I just want to know what you thought of the construction worker, Shadur Sanders, and the camel wearing baby oil, Shiloh. Please give us your thoughts.
Boy, I'll put it like this. I definitely see why people hate Colorado so much. I mean, you're going to miss the first team meeting when we get back for a fashion show and runways in Paris, bro. I know that everybody at Colorado is going to get super pissed off at me for saying this, but I'm not.
I gotta help you. I gotta dive in and save you, homie.
You don't know what to do here, bro. Like
I gotta save you, dude.
Hey, man,
I gotta save you. I gave you the full picture. Man, you gotta cut this for Matt, dude.
No, geez, thanks for setting me up like this, you asshole, and making me. This is amazing. In here, dog. I don't do the whole fashion thing. Number one, it's not important to me, and team meetings are important, and I don't know the answer to this question. Anything I say is wrong. Everybody's going to get angry at me for having an opinion. If I don't agree with them that they should go do their fashionista stuff, then I'm a piece of shit. And if I do agree with it, then I'm a fashion icon or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't understand the question. Can I plead the fifth? Can I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can I plead the fifth, please?
That is a fashion icon.
1, 2, 3, 4. Dog, like I'm not a fashion icon. I'm not a fashionista. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm super confused. I don't appreciate the question and how you set me up like this. And I mean, they looked good in their hunting gear, I guess, but I don't understand, man. What are we doing? Everybody's just going to get super pissed off at me now because of you. And you asked me this question knowing that it would just make me be super Smitty, man. What am I supposed to do here? What the fuck, man? What am I supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do here, man? This isn't cool, man.
Talking about being between a rock and a hard place. God.
I know shit, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude?
You heard Nat's voice.
You're asking me of all people, what do I think about the fashion show? I think it's.
Can we get this cut for vertical clip?
I don't know how to say this any other way that we probably shouldn't be missing team meetings to be in a fashion show. If we don't want to give everyone else ammunition to use against us. And then, look, I'm not hating. I'm not a piece of shit. And I don't dislike Shiloh or Shador or Coach Prime. I don't dislike Paris. Fashion's cool. Pharrell is awesome. I don't dislike the fucking, who was he hanging out with? Off Take or Takeoff or that guy? Wasn't he hanging out with him too at a club? And then they were talking about, yeah, there you go. It was Quavo. Yeah, and he's up and you too much motion and they couldn't handle them, blah, blah, blah. And so, is everybody going to get mad at Quavo? I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I wasn't at the fashion show. I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my fucking stupid white brain around this, and I can't do it. I don't know what to do.
Your brain's white? I thought it was pink.
Confused.
Hey, what did Takeoff say about him?
No, it's just, first of all, that's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo.
You're back. Mike Walker in the chat, he said, JB really thinks people care for him. He had one Netflix show, and he thinks he's... What show have you had? I'm curious. You think people think of me, but you're on my show watching me. It blows my mind, dog. It's always a guy with no profile picture.
Why do you think I care about how you feel about me?
That's what I don't get. I really don't get it. Like, I really don't get it.
It blows my mind.
Guys with no profile picture is not even worth our time. We just block them. Fuck it. We'll block them next time because it does nothing for us.
If you gonna talk trash, cool, but you gotta at least show your face. Be a man.
Because we want to be able to talk. We want to see your face and, you know, talk to you. Like, we want to break you down.
Like adults.
We want to break down like Keith Smith. We break Keith down. At least Keith puts his picture up there, you know.
Yep. Keith called. He's calling the chat clowns. Keith like us. That's my cousin.
Yeah, Keith, good dude. He looks like Lizzo, but good dude.
He's lost a lot of weight, bro. That picture's old. Keith, when you get a chance, upload a new picture. You ain't gotta do it today. Do it by next Monday. Upload your recent picture because I know you've been grinding. You lost some weight. He don't believe it. Why you laughing?
Motherfucker look like Lizzo.
I know you
did
just say, hey, we did just brush over that.
I thought Lizzo quit.
I think she quit music, allegedly.
Why was they walking her fat ass upstairs in a goddamn buttery ass gold, some sort of fucking medallion dress that she couldn't, it did not move at all. Like if she moved any more, that shit would have broke. The actual get up would have cracked.
The dress would have broke.
The actual get up, yeah, the whatever the Met Gala, okay, whatever that is.
Everybody dressed crazy at the Met Gala.
But if you gotta have help walking upstairs, homie, you dressed wrong, inappropriately. I would say you dressed inappropriately for the event to look like someone you want to be like, and you needed fucking escorted up the stairs, homie. Like I could have went and got a forklift for your motherfucking ass. I'm trying to figure out why people having to carry her motherfucking ass upstairs. Dog, you wore the wrong shit then. Girl, you should have came in a motherfucking Fat Farm sweatsuit. They still make Fat Farm. You should have came in some
sweatsuit.
You should have came in some sort of motherfucking sweatsuit where you could walk, at least breathe. B-R-E-A-V, breathe. That bitch couldn't breathe, homie. She had no types of fucking outlet, Smitty. She had no outlet. Like if you fart, she is shitting, and that dress is coming out the backside, homie. Like there ain't no room to breathe. She looked huge, Bailey. Have you seen her? Can you show that bitch?
You dude said Fat Farm. I haven't heard the terms Fat Farm since
homie,
like 04.
She looks like fucking horrific, dog. She looks so goddamn. I thought she gave it up because people came at her hard, like I'm doing right now.
Pause. You would still smash.
I wouldn't fuck her with your pinky team.
If it came down to it,
you out your goddamn mind.
And she put you on the Hollywood casting couch. She said, Jason Brown, take a seat.
I did. We just talked about selling out.
She said, Jason Brown, take a seat. I will give you $10 million if you fuck me right here.
If you what?
If you fuck me right here, I'll give you $10 million. You would definitely think about it for sure.
Oh, but you said sell out, get on the wall of fame.
No, I didn't. You added all the extra stuff. I just tell you the scenario. I said you would definitely hit in certain scenario. You didn't hit a big woman before.
At the end of the day, let me ask you this poll question: is a nut at the end of the day?
I've had better nuts than other nuts, so I can't. So I would say no then, because some nuts are better than other nuts. All nuts are not the same. All nuts are not equal.
That's not the question. Is a nut a nut? See,
Smitty
has not answered one of the questions today.
No, you like these dudes on TV. I ain't gonna say no names. You be want people to answer the question your way. I know somebody who act just like this.
No, I asked if a nut is a nut. You said, well, there's better nut. That's not the question. Is a nut a nut? Is not a better nut? Is some nut better than the other nut? I said, is a nut a nut? It don't matter. I didn't say about better nut. Is a nut a nut?
But I answered it that way because go ahead. The color look good with her though. The color look good with her skin.
First of all, she's wearing saran wrap, so her shit is tucked in, homie. Her saran wrap is tucking this bitch's shit in.
Well,
Number
regardless,
one.
to me, it looked good on her. I don't know about this part. I don't like this part of it. The head part, I don't like that at all. But the dress looked good on her. On her skin, it's big enough to where like it makes her look like a little shapely, a little together. She probably got a little corset on. That's cool. The headgear, I don't like that at all. It looks like a beekeeper. Like I don't know what it. But the dress I think it looked beautiful on her. The JB.
What
you gotta look? I guess she big.
What is this supposed to be here?
Just the dress. The Met Gala. I don't understand. They all dress like this.
Homie, that is she has a fucking tail. I think it's some sort of
Illuminati
aquatic creature.
Oh, okay.
Isn't she supposed to look like? I think she's looking something like a mermaid mixed with killer whale. I don't know, homie. I don't know. I don't know what.
I'm trying to listen on the show.
Walking, they're holding a tail. She has some sort of like the fin, like the head fin thing. Look, dog. I think it's supposed to be some sort of mermaid with a dabble of whale. I don't know, homie. I'm lost. I'm stopped chasing this whole shit.
We've been talking about for 12 minutes. You ain't that lost, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You were crazy, Jerry. You an interesting dude, bro. You were crazy. This dude said fat farm, killer whale, aquatic animal. This motherfucker is using terms today.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know what it is. I don't know where Matt is. Let's dive into something real quick because Shaun King will be on at 8:30. Jeff's coming on at 8 for the hour, but Shaun will join us for 30 minutes in the show.
I mean, you can keep talking. To me, those are the best shows. You never want to just talk to me, though, because you don't rock with me. You like to have guests all the time.
No, I've actually cut down on some guests just so, before we get into the studio. I want to dive into this Justin Fields thing that I'm going to dive into later with Shaun King. So I'm the only one on this show, I believe, has said that I believe Justin Fields is going to return kicks. Oh, Matt's here. Bring in Matt, Bailey. Bring in Matt. Matt, what up? You working hard?
Matt McChesney.
We've had technical difficulties this morning. I'm back in the lounge in my studio because my whole setup would not work today. So
your sound way better. Everybody in chat was at the beginning of the show. They were saying your sound stronger in here.
Fuck all that. Adapt and overcome. We're coaches. Hey Matt, I want to dive into something with you before Shaun King comes on later. I want to dive into. I'm the only person on this show who thinks that Justin Fields will touch the ball in the kickoff game. And I don't know if you've seen this video. I think you and I should make a video like this because I think we could break it down even better. But take a listen to this video that someone did. And it kind of is what I said the other day.
The NFL. Roger Goodell is going to be pacing in his office over this because no other team can exploit the new kickoff rule like the Steelers. There's talk that Justin Fields will return kicks. It's laughable, right? Well, it could break the NFL and give kickoffs design plays just like offense. Here's how most teams will handle kickoff returns. Ball's kicked off on the 35. Kickoff team is lined up on the 40. Most of the kickoff return guys starting on the 35 with 2 returners deep. As you can see, in a traditional kickoff format, the kickoff team has to quickly hone in on a single returner. When I see this, I see opportunity, and I think the Steelers do too. There is a lot of open space backside to take advantage of. With Justin Fields, the Steelers can do it differently, and this is all viable for 2 reasons. 1, there's less big hits, so you can put a quarterback back there. And 2, the kickoff team is now incentivized to kick it inbounds and not out the back of the end zone. Return teams are going to be more spread out as a result of having to cover every blade of grass. And with Justin Fields back here, there's 2 possible scenarios. Because the field is more condensed, guys backside away from the returner are going to have to take more aggressive angles to get involved. And this allows for the 3 dudes backside to be extremely viable throwback options. Well, Max, what if they just don't take aggressive angles? Well, that's why you have Justin Fields there. He's an electric runner. If they elect to stay at home, that's just fewer dudes that Justin Fields has to run past. It makes a lot of sense having a design play from kickoff return. The Bills aren't going to do it with Josh Allen. The Ravens aren't going to do it with Lamar, but the Steelers can do it with Justin Fields because as of now, he's sitting behind Russ. No other team in the National Football.
This is why I said it a couple weeks ago. I think he will touch the ball. I think he will touch the ball. I think it'll be him and Cordell Patterson back there, which will be a dynamic duo. And I don't think Justin cares. And the Steelers aren't paying Justin. Remember, people keep talking about he costs too much. The Steelers are not paying this man, and he's free after a year. So please remember, he's a dynamic threat that I think he'll say, you know what, fuck it. I want to play. I think Justin's a baller. I think he wants to play football, period.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, after watching that, I'm convinced.
Shout out to Max. That's Max Brown. I don't know him, but I know his wife used to work at Fox when I first started as an intern. Victoria Garrick. She was a USC legendary volleyball player. He played at SC quarterback for a little while. Played a little bit of Pitt. Shout out to them.
Modern day high school here in LA, California. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. I think it's happening.
Look, it makes special teams coaches earn their check. Because special teams coaches, other than punt and punt return these days, they don't fucking do anything. Like kickoff and kickoff return used to be something that you would have to like game plan and actually coach. And now everybody just kicks the ball out of the end zone and you just jog down. So that's cool.
You know what else it does, Matt?
I didn't really think about it like this. You know, I didn't think about the fact that you could throw back and get involved in. I mean, you could mock run some offense back there when he catches the ball. Like you can do option and fucking pitches and screens and for real. Like you got blockers in front of you. So I'm very eager to see what kind of players they put on the field around the returners. Because honestly, anybody can be a returner. Can't they put a returner up at the top and then the guy can catch the ball and he can run around, he can pitch it to his ass? Like get real creative with this shit. Like fucking, you remember NFL Street?
Yes, I love NFL Street.
No, dog.
I'm gonna make a prediction on this show right now. Special team coordinators in the NFL next year are going to be getting Division I jobs heavy because of what they do innovatively speaking in the kickoff game. They're going to get D1 jobs, and they're going to run. You're going to see guys running triple option. You're going to see guys. These guys are going to run things in the NFL level that are going to get job offers. Maybe not take the job, but they're going to get offers like we've never seen. We're going to see special team coordinators get more job offers than we've ever seen. Because I think this is going to create a whole new thing. But to your point, Matt, it not only just gives a guy back there options and being dynamic, it sells tickets. Roger Goodell knows this is a push to sell tickets to make the game exciting. Who else more exciting to have back there than Justin Fields in the first inaugural season of a new kickoff return rule?
You think Roger Goodell is like going up to Mike Tomlin, hey, bro, I can't tell you what to do with your scheme, but it'd be beneficial if you probably put your quarterback back there.
I don't think that, but I think Mike Tomlin has had a discussion with him, and I don't believe Mike Tomlin brought it up. I think it got out there, and I think Justin Fields came to Mike Tomlin and was like, hey, dog, I'm down. Fuck it.
I think we're going to have a fucking touchdown game off of this, bro. I think people are going to really struggle with it initially, and like lanes are going to be all fucked up, and there's going to be a learning curve, and the fast guys that hold the ball are going to take advantage of that until the NFL catches up. I'm telling you, bro, if there's props out there to bet on special teams touchdowns, take them.
Ooh, winnable.com, then join. I wonder how many people have scored on the UFL. I haven't. That'd be an interesting stat to try to find. Like how often
they're doing it there. They don't have Tariq Hill. Like, can you imagine putting Weddle and Hill back there, or like?
But it's all relative though, too. Like they don't have Tariq Hill, but they also don't have the kickoff team that NFL has going against them. You know what I mean? So it kind of like
solid point, Schmitty. Solid point, Schmitty.
Love it, man.
Yeah,
I want to see fat guys back there like Dan Conley when he took it fucking 70 yards.
That's what. Thank you. That's what I want to see. I want to see like Max Crosby back there. I think he can get busy.
Bro, put Quentin Nelson back there and let him return the kick. Let's see what happens.
My bad. I was thinking Max Brown went to Modern Day. They were corrected. I was thinking of the other kid, the blonde-haired kid that went to Modern Day, the other SC quarterback.
The other blonde-haired asshole that went to SC to play quarterback.
There's been so many quarterbacks went to SC. Let's dive into something. Smitty, you got a question? I don't know shit about this take or topic, so
His
I'm
name, dog. That wasn't
BMF or BFF, whatever. So
it's called BMF. It's a legendary group, kind of doing your hair. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech and his brother, they were, had a basically like a gang in a sense. I wouldn't call it a gang, but sold drugs. Huh?
They were on coke and heroin.
Basically, in a nutshell, but they did it in a high level, made tons of money. He was tapped in with the music culture. So this is a show based upon that. Big Meech's actual son is one of the actors, and apparently, as you see right here, Shiloh was in the latest episode. I think it's dope as shit to be able to be in one of the most popular shows that's out right now, and to play this. He's playing his dad. He's playing Dion in the show because, again, BMF, these guys were connected to all the stars and the black culture in real life. So he's just acting as his dad. I think it's a dope opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Probably was filmed fucking months ago, and it's just now being showed. So I don't have any problem with it. I'm not saying JB does have a problem with it, but he did bring this topic to the show. So I'm just curious and interested to know what he's going to say. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. I think it's fucking awesome. Awesome. It's fucking awesome. I thought that, like, straight out of Compton, when Ice Cube's son played him, I thought that was fucking so cool. Yeah. Looked just like Cube. I don't know if Shiloh looks just like his dad, but he damn sure looked like him in the show, bro. And it's just, look, man, the first thing I heard was like, oh, they're portraying Deion Sanders on a drug show. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, cracker. Like, I'm yelling at white people like, God damn, what's wrong with you? It's a fucking show on TV. Fucking have a little fun for an hour. Right. I think it's awesome. Shiloh does a great job. He could have a fucking career in acting for all we know, bro. He really did a good job in this shit. I thought it was really dope. Good for them, bro. Fuck, man. I'll tell you this, football is fleeting and it fucking goes away fast, and you better have another plan. And I'll tell you this, they got fucking plans that the Sanders family do not fucking put all their eggs in one basket. And as a small business owner with tons of different revenue streams, I respect the shit out of that.
Jimmy, I'm surprised, knowing who you know and who helped raise you and who you were connected with, who you talked about on the show, that you've never heard of BMF. They're Detroit based, but that's the foundation. But they have ties in Atlanta, ties in Cali, ties in like Miami. They were huge drug traffickers
the
at
drug
the time.
Money in the music business, right?
Yeah, doing the music business, like, so you started the music business as well. I think it started like a label, BMF, Black Mafia Family. Literally got locked up, been locked up like my whole life. Terry, who was Big Meech's brother, got out during the pandemic. Got a little early, so he's out. Big Meech is in jail, I think, until next year or 2026. I know his sentence got a little shortened, so he'll be out in the next couple of years. But these guys, when it comes to, again, I'm not bragging about drugs. I'm just saying that for that industry, so to speak, these guys are legends in that field. If that makes sense,
it's a multi-billion-dollar industry for a reason. People in America love drugs. People in the world love drugs. Right. Life sucks. Okay, so people have got to fucking numb it somehow. That's the way they look. That's the way people think. So, I personally think, and I know this is crazy, but I personally think everything should be legal. They should just tax that shit. So these guys are just good business people. They're just good business people that figured out how to fuck the government on tax money.
Hey,
and the government got mad.
Hey, Jeff Nadu does shows on this shit every day, and he's 1000% agrees with you. He thinks everything should be
legal.
Yeah, I don't know shit about it. I don't watch TV. I don't know. I'm just an asshole today. I don't know. But I don't watch it. I really don't watch it. I don't know. I've never heard of him. And I should have never.
Well, that's okay. How do you feel about it?
What?
You what do you mean? What?
How do I feel about what?
About Shiloh acting in a show, or like,
I don't know enough to even talk about it. This is the first I've seen of it. I've never even heard of it.
But what we're saying, like, forget the concept of the show. I'm just saying this the point that Shiloh is not at football practice and he's in a studio acting. Does that bother you at all? Yes or no? You answer my questions now.
They didn't just make this show yesterday.
Oh shit!
They didn't make this show yesterday. Wait, is that Shiloh or Shador?
That's Shiloh. All black people don't look alike. Motherfucker.
What is he trying to be like?
His daddy. BMF fucking Black Mafia family was tied into every fucking body. Some of the biggest stars in sports and the music. They were tied in, especially in Atlanta culture.
So why is he acting
by Atlanta,
daddy?
obviously. So
because his dad knew him.
So I'm asking why he's trying to act like his dad. Is he portraying that his daddy was in the dope game as the head coach of Colorado now?
He just knew him. He just knew him.
It probably was a quick scene. I haven't seen the show. It probably was a quick fucking couple minute scene.
It's a dap. Hey, Deion Sanders in the house. Prime time. Blah, blah, blah. This is what we do. This is what no drug dealer walks up and goes, I sell dope. Not one motherfucker. They're always the dope gets washed through laundromats and fucking, like fucking arcades and all kinds of other arcades. Are there still arcades?
A couple of them out here.
I don't know. The drug dealers from Denver.
I don't really give a fuck no more about the Colorado shit. It's like every day.
Right.
Hey, every day something new. But if we talk about it, we're assholes. So fuck it.
But you said you don't care about, so we ain't gonna talk about it no more until season start.
I'm okay. I'm gonna talk about this shit.
Exactly, and we are too.
Every day.
Maybe I don't care about this shit. Yes, we do.
Every day. On Monday, when they do some more shit, I'm talking about that.
And then on Tuesday, when they do some more shit, we're gonna talk about that too.
About that shit too. And when Travis Hunter gets the cover of NCAA and everybody gets real mad, I'm gonna talk about that shit too.
Oh, they're gonna be.
And then when he wins the Heisman,
is that happening? Is he gonna be on the cover?
I keep hearing that he's gonna be on the cover. Yeah. And I fucking know. Like, I've got people in the business that like make the game. So I'm just saying, Travis Hunter as the cover athlete would look pretty good.
Is this breaking news here on the Coach Every Show? Big Smitty?
Breaking no news. I'm saying maybe.
But hey, the head coach, Coach Sanders, was on the Nelk Boys. Was on the Nelk Boys. Did you see it?
No, play it.
I don't know who they are.
His busy schedule, and I don't even acknowledge him. So I'll make sure. Like, who's that? That was the whole Wu-Tang Clan. Or thank you for telling me. Like it's everybody and their mama comes, man. On game day, it looks like the BET Awards.
Dude, I really wonder. When I went here, it was Steven Montez was quarterback. I don't even know if you know him.
No,
but we didn't win a game, so I wonder if like the students. I wonder if the students and like everyone understands how
bad this guy is. Really. That's not true. Steven Montez won a ton of fucking games at Colorado, and that is not fucking true. It's not true that they didn't win any games. This motherfucker doesn't know what he's talking about. I love how people can like tear down the place they're sitting in.
saying it is.
You know what? I teach a class on campus. So
what's that class?
They do. What's the name of it? No, I forgot the name of the class because it's my class. It's about marketing and it's like marketing and just entrepreneurship and all of above. And I just taught it. Matter of fact, 2 days ago? Tuesday.
How hard is that class to get into?
It's not easy. Let's just say that. But we had a good time. I took my sons with me, and they sat in front and just did a Q&A with all the students. So all three of us sat up there. So it was awesome, man. And then at the end, the students like, what can we do for spring game weekend to help you out? I said, I want content. Go get me content. Interview everybody you can and cut it up. Make sure it's tight. I don't want it over a minute and a half. And give me the content.
Yeah.
College is such a joke. I mean, let's just be real. I love Coach Prime, but I'm not going to the University of Colorado as a student and paying fucking God knows how much money to get fucked and learn how to like roll joints and do keg stands and fuck sorority girls. I ain't doing that and paying that. And then my fourth period is with Coach Prime, and he doesn't even know the name of the class. I'm sorry, dog, but college is a fucking joke. It's the biggest scam ever in the history of the world.
I'll do it for free, though, if I get a scholarship.
What a joke. Oh, no, you want to give me a scholarship, I'll go. But I ain't paying for it.
He said,
I'll go on scholarship, though.
He said, when did I teach the class 2 days ago?
And
look, he was
the class.
They start snapping. They like, damn, what was
Here's the thing about it for me. I'm gonna say what I say first. I don't even give a fuck no more because this is my point on the content creation. This is my exact point though. He clearly said, what is the name of the class? When did I teach it? That is content driven. Like, this is now going to put Deion in everyone. It's going to be on Twitter all day, Instagram all day, and they're all going to go at him and say, Deion don't even know what class he knows. He didn't know the center's name last year. He didn't know the fucking this. So now they're going to say that, and then all the prime sexuals are going to come defend him. And you're going to have, oh, you don't care. Who cares? His job's to win games, not teach class.
They're called what?
Huh?
They're called what?
Prime sexuals, homie. We got a lot of them in the chat. We get a lot of them in the comment section. We get a lot of them fucking.
Matt, hey, Matt, you funny. You crazy.
I'm using that shit. This is awesome.
You crazy as hell.
It's true. It's a good day. Fuck you.
I mean, you got bronze sexuals. You got bronze sexuals. You got prime sexuals. You got fucking. All these motherfuckers got some sort of sexuals.
You got JB actuals.
Ugh.
You got. I don't think I got sex. I got haters.
Ass eaters.
Nah, you got some sexuals too who love you too. Stop.
Ass eaters, all of them.
Yeah, you got JB's AEs. He got JB's AEs.
JB's AEs.
Yeah.
I taught classes. Classes as a coach. I had to teach a couple classes. I taught a walking class. You just walk.
What?
Yeah.
God, fucking college is so stupid, dude.
I took that class my senior year. I need to graduate. Real shit. I had to take a physical education course to graduate at Ball State, and I took walking all day. You walk. JB not lying. That's real
class
shit.
I ever taught. Best class I ever taught. All I did all day during the class, hour long, I was recruiting kids to come to the school to play for me. And then it was all 30 to 40-year-old females in walking, jogging suits, and they were all bad.
And you just were trying to find the one that would lick your butt.
Yeah, on occasion, yeah.
Did you sleep with any of your 30 to 40-year-old students?
Yes. Will get in there too. So hey, good.
Hold on, man. I want to make sure everybody hears this clearly. Did you sleep with any of your 30 to 40-year-old students?
Yes.
Approximately how many of them did you sleep with?
Probably over years coaching.
Yeah.
Or just that year.
Let's go just that year.
Probably 6 to 10. I don't know.
6 to 10. I don't know.
That's a big range right there.
It's against. It's like a morale clause issue, but not illegal.
Hey, it's not. These are jokes, chat. These are jokes.
College.
We're entertaining you.
This is college, by the way. College age. Yeah. And they're actually older. They're actually older than me,
women, bro. Unless they say no.
They were older than me.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
that's why I led with 30 to 40. I didn't say we ain't on no weird. We ain't got to say that. We ain't on no weird shit, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah.
Well, if your brain went there immediately, maybe you're on the weird shit.
That's exactly my point. That is my point, Matt. That is why I don't say pause and
exactly.
Hey, Matt, you want to throw some meat on the grill today? And then I gotta say pause. No, motherfucker, you all thought that was gay. It's because you're gay. Because you're gay. It's not because I'm gay, motherfucker. It's you're gay.
Facts.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you remember the movie. I don't know where we are on the show right now, but I don't know what we're doing.
The circle.
Remember the movie where, what's his name? Big Cock Bob or whatever?
the cock meat sandwich.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I tell people this all the time. They're like, you're gay, coach. You let a guy suck your dick. I said, I'm not gay. You're sucking my dick.
No, that's I don't know if I agree with that one, but good
time out now. That's still very
that's in the movie. That's what they said in the movie.
I know. I'm just telling you though. I'm just letting you know that.
But I'm saying that shit is hilarious. Cock meat sandwich, big cock bar, whatever. He's like, I ain't gay. You're sucking my dick. That's the same shit we're talking about right here. Teaching kids. If you're 30 to 40 years old and you're in my class and I'm fucking you, guess what? It's a you problem, not mine.
Harold and Kumar, y'all right. That is from Harold and Kumar. That was one of my favorite shows. I just love that movie when it came out.
You ain't never seen it. You just Google it right now. You ain't never seen it.
God, I seen Harold.
That shit is pretty funny.
I respect my name. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Stop. And I watched the second one too.
The second one.
Yep.
Anything else on Colorado we can bring in here?
They're gonna win 9 games.
I got him winning 8, so we're right around the same page. JB, make your prediction. I got 8 games. Matt, what you got?
I'm gonna say 6 max.
You got 6 games?
6 max.
Just win a ball game, baby. Get a ball game, and I'm good.
So JB is saying that Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffs, will be bowl eligible. Okay, look at you coming along.
I guess in this area.
With the portal, definitely a lot of highs and lows, just even with the portal. But I feel like we got all the negative energy out the building, so now it's just a positive vibe. It's no really
Shit, you got all the energy out the building, motherfucker. You lost 49 kids.
8 p.m. my wrist is perfect timing. Yeah,
you got all the energy out of the building.
I really hope all these guys can play that came in, because if it goes bad again, it's bad. It's going to be really bad. Like, let's be real. If it goes bad, if it goes south in Boulder and there are 4 or 5 wins, this is going to be like the biggest. People are going to attack this like they've never attacked anything in their life. Bet.
That's true. It's like JB at a buffet. Let me ask you this, switching gears here, man.
Matt knows what they're doing. They're waiting. They're salivating.
Everyone's just sitting around. It's like you're at the fucking nudie and it's 1, and you have to wait till 2.
And you got
the real fucking place starts at 2:00 when everyone else leaves. That's when the real party starts.
You got your money in your hand, just fucking waiting for that 2:00 to hit. Like,
all right, let's talk about.
Can we change gears, JB? Can we change gears?
Hey, let's do a football show. Let's do a sports show again. All right, starting all over.
Can we switch to basketball?
Matt, how you doing? Smitty, how you doing, Matt? All right, let me dive into something. Deshaun Jackson, Big Matt, and Shady McCoy, Smitty's boy, came out recently and said this.
Off for allegations, bro. And like, that was a coward ass move. You didn't send me to Buffalo because you thought it was the best move for your team. You sent me there to die. I never really able to get the benefit of the doubt that I deserve, bro. And it was like all off of Chip Kelly. I never met a coach that was uncomfortable with dealing with black players. Do you remember that time he made Michael Vick cry? And I remember he's saying, bro, I cried more with dealing with Chip Kelly and the Eagles, bro, than I did in prison. JP.
Why you cut it short real quick, number one? Because I ended a longer clip than that. When they started calling like Jason Peters, they started calling Jeremy Maclin, they started calling like a lot of like other players who were giving their opinion on that. I thought that was an important piece of it. But yeah, let me jump in first just to kind of.
There's music.
I know Shady, obviously, I work with him.
We're gonna get hit with music.
He often said he's often talked about his relationship with Chip Kelly. He don't like the cat, so like that's his opinion. That's his bias. Chip Kelly don't like him. Obviously, Chip Kelly came in whatever year that was and cut like a lot of the, I would say, the key players that the Philadelphia Eagles had at that time, and he felt like it was personal. It wasn't for the betterment of the actual team. So I know that's kind of where his stuff stems from. And Chip Kelly had that one good year. Was it Foles at quarterback? Was it Nick Foles there at quarterback when he was there? I don't remember. But yeah, I'm just laying the table out there because I just have a little bit of information from the Shady standpoint from being with him at work.
My coach doesn't like me. The fuck out of here.
If Michael
Are
Vick
you kidding me?
Matt, if Michael Vick really cried, I have lost a lot.
No, like I cried harder because Chip Kelly coached me hard and was a dick than I did in prison. What? Are you trying to tell me playing for the Eagles and Chip Kelly is harder than going to prison?
I've lost some.
That's what you're fucking telling me.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I know they're trying to sound tough and shit and trying to make Chip Kelly out to be a racist and shit, but that bro, it's just all I hear is when I got cut or traded. Motherfucker, you ain't special. Everybody else on the team has to deal with getting cut and traded. Just because you're a superstar and you think you're a Hall of Famer doesn't mean that you are. That's the softest shit ever. I can't believe they put it out.
Hey, did it just as per perspective?
So soft,
Did it?
I gotta jump in though. Like you gotta. I mean, this was the prime. This was the prime Deshaun Jackson and prime. This was prime Deshaun Jackson and prime Shady McCoy. A head coach for any team. Like you don't come into a team and just trade away their star players like that. Like
I totally disagree.
I'm saying anything. I'm not saying. So all I'm saying is it's an interesting move. I'm not in the locker room. You went in the locker room. Jay went in the locker room. So I can't speak on somebody. I'll never call somebody racist who I don't know. I can't never speak on none of that shit. That's whatever. That's here nor there. But all I know is a head coach don't go into a team and trade away their best players. That's weird. That's all I'm saying.
Harbaugh just did it,
dude.
Harbaugh just did it.
Timeout. New coaches in the
Harbaugh did what?
Football League.
Got rid of best great players.
Time out. New coaches in the football league, the National Football League. They got rid of Keenan Allen right when he walked in the fucking door. Dog, he's their best player.
Keynan wanted to leave to get money. That wasn't something big. Get out of here.
No, they asked him to renegotiate his contract, and he said no, and they traded him. If he would have renegotiated,
he said no. Okay, he said no.
Okay, but Smitty, they still got rid of him. What are you talking about? So the amount of coaches that come in and get their job, they get the reins, they get the ability to cut and release and trade players. They come in, and I don't know any coaches that don't fucking clean house. Every coach I was ever playing for, the 3 head coaches I played for that were new, Eric Mangini, clean fucking house. Josh McDaniels, clean fucking house. He traded Cutler and Marshall in the same year for fucking Snorton, Kyle Orton, and Brandon Lloyd. For Brandon Marshall and Jay Cutler. What the fuck? When I went to Miami, Coach Parcells and Tony Sperano, God rest his soul, they cleaned out the entire fucking team. They were 1-15 before. I don't think there was one guy on the fucking team that started the next year. So to act like Chip Kelly's the first guy to come in, and God forbid you get rid of Deshaun Jackson's whiny ass and LeSean McCoy. LeSean McCoy's a good football player. He ain't no Hall of Famer. Deshaun Jackson.
I don't know that. Look at the numbers. I don't know that. I'm just saying.
And he never look at the third string quarter. If he wasn't your boy, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Look at the number. It has nothing to do with be my boy. Look at the. All I say is look. When you make a statement like that, all I'm saying is look at the numbers. I don't know if he's or not. Look at the numbers of State McCoy and look at other running backs who are in the Hall of Fame. That's all I'm saying, bro. Just do that when you get a chance. If you care that much,
they're not Hall of Famers, bro.
That's all I say.
Can you write the history of the NFL without both of them? Yes. They are not.
The history of the NFL without a lot of players who's in the Hall of Fame.
They're not Hall of Fame players either.
You said what?
Those guys that you can write the history of the NFL without mentioning, they're not Hall of Fame players either. I agree with you. So what I'm saying is there's coaches that get the job and turn over everything, i.e. Coach Prime at CU. He got the job and got rid of fucking everybody because he could. If the NFL coaches if the NFL coaches could get rid of everybody the same way they do in college, you would have the same turnover on all these teams because coaches hate players. They always think they can get a better player, even if that better player is Deshaun Jackson and LeSean McCoy. And as a white guy who grew up in this game, I think that it's so fucking lazy just to call everybody a racist when you don't agree with them.
But I don't think that, again, we're speaking on that, and I hate doing shit like this because, like,
I'm a racist, dog.
I'm not saying, I told you, I'm not saying it's a racist. I'm saying none of us was in the locker room. None of us have the experience to be in there. All I'm saying is those 2 cats and like 7 other Eagles cats who they called in on the show all had a similar opinion. All black guys who are legends. Jason Peters, who is a bona fide Hall of Famer. Other Jeremy Macklin, who was a good player in that era. They called like 5 players on that 7. They all had a very same opinion about the same head coach, different players. So all I'm saying is it ain't just some coincidence that all these players are feeling the same way about a certain coach. Who's the coach that you fucking despise and hate? You used to coach the Raiders. I'm sure if you called a lot of your teammates who played that same time, they probably would feel the same type of way. So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying he's a racist. I don't know.
Josh McDaniels is a racist.
When a lot of people feel the same way about motherfucker, it's just interesting to say the least. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's really fucking easy to disagree with somebody that's a different color and then call them a racist these days because everybody that doesn't know will immediately think he's a fucking racist. And maybe he just wanted to change the team up and wanted to get rid of the guys, and 70% of his roster is black dudes, and you got to cut and trade some black dudes. I'm sorry, but that's what the fuck it is.
And also, to what I heard, I didn't hear him say racist. I heard he say he don't know how to deal with black. He don't know how to coach black people. That to me, that's not the same. The way I hear that as a black man on this show, I don't hear that as like racist. I just think that I don't know how to connect with my black players. I've had coaches in the past that didn't fully know how to connect with black players. That don't mean they were racist. That just means they don't understand the culture and how we move and how to talk to us in the proper way.
You know how to get Chip Kelly and all these white motherfuckers to understand your culture and embrace and change. You know how to get them to change?
Yeah.
Point the fucking finger at them and call them racist and tell them they're wrong and they're pieces of shit and yada yada. That's really gonna change.
Matt, the clip that we just watched, just for clarity, maybe I heard something wrong. Did they call him racist? I'm not even arguing. I'm asking you.
No, they didn't use the word racist.
He said he's a coach that did not know how to connect with black players.
Play the clip again and tell me he's not talking about
the same thing, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to argue with you. I'm just saying that's literally not the same thing.
Smitty, just play the clip again and listen and think that it's not about race when he talks about black players. Tell me that he's not talking about race and I'll shut the fuck up. He's talking about race. He's not talking about football. The reason I love football so much is because it's a melting pot and we're all wearing the same jersey, meaning we're all the same color. That's why I love it so much. You can't tell me I can't have the job because I'm a white guy. When we play football, I can earn it. You can't tell me you can't have the job if you're a black guy in football. You can earn it. They didn't get cut. They got traded. LeSean McCoy didn't go to Buffalo to die. Stephon Diggs went to Buffalo and made $100 million. Why can't LeSean McCoy go to Buffalo and flourish? Because they weren't as good? So I guess the team sets up you for success. You don't set up the team for success, LeSean. And Deshaun Jackson, if we remember correctly, at the end of his career in Philadelphia, was a massive fucking turd that wouldn't practice or do anything, and that's why they got rid of him. And that was his MO everywhere he's been. He doesn't work hard. He won't do the extra work. He just relies on the fact that he's faster than everyone. No one's trying to say they're not good players. I'm saying that everybody on the field is supposed to just be wearing, if we're all playing for Houston, everybody's wearing blue. I just can't wait to get back to that point because not everything is just racist or based on the fact that this guy's black or this guy's white or this guy's Mexican or Hispanic or this guy's Asian. Not everything is like that.
I agree with that 100%. But at the same time, some things are sometimes, and I'm not saying this situation is, but it's a balance for me because a lot of times I'm saying what you just ended with, Matt. I hate when, as black people, when we do point out everything to be racist. I hate that because when things are really racist for real, or to someone who's actually prejudiced, it kind of gets watered down because like, oh, you guys always say that. So it's like it gets watered down.
That's another reason why I hate it. I agree with you. Like when you run up against a real racist motherfucker, it's really watered down because he can just fall back on this.
Right. It's just tough for me to speak on shit when I'm not there. That's my only thing.
And we'll end it on this before Matt gets out of here. I know him well. We don't get along at all. We actually hate each other.
You know what? In the comments, somebody just came up with a really, really good point. Really good point that I didn't remember, and none of us did. Was Riley Cooper there at the time that they were in?
Yes, he was there, and they kept him after he said the N-word on the video. And after he re-signed a big contract, all that shit happened. So that's part of it.
Did Riley Cooper stay and everyone else left? Is that what I'm being led to believe?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that, but that's part of the feeling.
Why the fuck didn't they bring that up then? Because that actually feeds their point. And they actually
we didn't watch the whole podcast, so I don't know what else. We watched a 20-second clip, Matt. That's why I'm trying to give more context. That happened. They kept Riley Cooper. I think they signed to another deal. They cut Deshaun Jackson, LeSean McCoy. I think all I'm saying is it's interesting. I'm not saying he's racist. I've never met this man. But all I'm saying is it's interesting to say the least.
Good job, comments.
JB knows him.
Yeah. We'll end it at this. We hate each other.
I'm not deflecting shit, bitch. I'm fucking going straight at the camera. So suck it.
We've never got along. We hate each other, despise each other. Like we're not.
Tell me why, real quick, JB. I'm just curious for real.
And this is the point I'm making. I don't know if he's anti-black, pro-white, any of that. What I do know, which could clarify some of your questions, he is a horrible, horrible people person. So, and I said people person. I know white people, black people, everybody can't stand that motherfucker. He is a horrible people person. And a lot of people say the same thing about Jim Harbaugh. When it comes to coaching, He is a non-personable, unpersonable people person. He's just a bad fucking human when it comes to that. I've never heard Chip Kelly be called racist. I've heard, so I want to, the context that I'm getting from those two, maybe they don't understand that this guy's just a fucking horrible people person, and it's not a color. It's just anybody that comes into contact with the motherfucker.
Everybody's a suspect.
But also understand this: these guys went from being coached by Andy Reid. I'm saying for real, though, Andy Reid, who we know just is a fucking players coach, but smart, respectable, awesome all the time. You go from Andy Reid to what JB's describing, Chip Kelly, who's a horrible personality, don't not connect. So that's all I'm saying. When you're not, that's and Matt, I wasn't even trying to argue with you. I'm just saying when it's hard for me to say they're right or wrong because they live the experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like me telling you you're wrong about I can't remember the guy's name, but the former Raiders coach that you hate. Yeah, McDaniel. It's like,
look, there's a bunch of people that love Josh McDaniels. There all the dudes that I know from New England, everybody he brought with him, everybody that I don't like Josh because of the way he treated me when my chips were on the table and I needed help. Right. I think that reveals character.
Yep.
But before then, I didn't really have a fucking problem with the fact that he was getting rid of everybody because he's not getting rid of me.
Right.
I'm sorry, but the National Football League and football in general, we are conditioned almost like soldiers to one day your boy's there and we love each other, and the next day your boy's gone. And you're sending a text like, yo, love playing with you, dog. See you at the next stop. Not like walking in like, how could you get rid of my fucking best friend? They don't give a fuck. So look, we're not arguing. We're just back and forth. We're back and forth. It's okay. It's a good conversation. I really wish we had the Riley Cooper information first. I wish I would have thought about that. That changes things because you got to put it in perspective. It's all in the context of the situation.
Here's my take.
As a coach too, you want to run things your way, so it's hard for me to sit back and think if Chip Kelly thought that LeSean McCoy and Deshaun Jackson couldn't fit his system, then he wants guys that aren't going to just be in there talking about how much they miss Andy Reid. He's got to get rid of him, doesn't he, in order to run his own ship? Isn't that the way coaching works, Coach? I mean, you've done this before.
Every job I take, I clean house. Coaches, players, everything.
You have to, right? Almost to a point that you got to get the other guys out.
You don't know
isn't it a little different with college and NFL though? You would say
you can get rid of more guys. You used to be able to get rid of more guys in the NFL. Now you can get rid of more guys in college.
Yeah,
got you.
I think you don't know who's infiltrating you. I want to end with this though. I ain't never heard nobody talk about Bill Belichick like this. You know why? Because he won all those rings, and you would be blackballed if you did so. And he's a hard-nosed coach is what you're going to hear. You're not going to hear, well, he didn't know how to deal with black players. The Chip Kelly thing gets thrown around because he was an NFL failure. That is why. I ain't never heard Bill Parcells, fucking all these guys that have won. I've never heard. And they've coached a lot more black players than Chip Kelly has over time. So I'm trying to figure out, I believe it's all about who it actually is. And then Matt made a great point, and it made me think of this. Josh McDaniel, people like him, in my opinion, because of Bill Belichick tree. He will get blackballed too if you go against that motherfucker. So this is the thing. People that hate him are like, nah, we had you as a head coach, Josh McDaniel. We know where you came from, but as a head coach in Denver and the Raiders, you were fucking horrible. You were a failure. And Chip Kelly's been great in college. At Oregon, he was on top of the mountain until in Auburn, he's a play away from winning a natty. And then he goes to the NFL. He fails miserably in 2 organizations. So I think that's the bigger thought about it. I don't know.
Well, look, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. But I hope we can get past the point where everything has to be the end of the world. Sometimes people just get fired.
Yeah.
Like if every time I got fired, I had to come up with another reason other than just what I was doing or not living up to, or they didn't like me. If I had to I got cut 14 times in 7 years, so I'm not very good. Okay. It's just what it was. And every time I got cut or when they asked me to move positions, when they walked into me and I was the only white guy in the entire fucking defensive room for the Jets, the only one. I'm the only cracker-ass cracker in the whole fucking room. The whole D-line room, the whole linebacker room, the whole DB room, everybody. I think there was one more practice squad linebacker, white dude, that ran down on kickoff. And I'm on the active roster with the Jets, and I'm playing, and everything's great. And they walk in after my second training camp. I'm the only fucking guy they ask. They go up to me and go, "Hey, you're a really hard worker, but you're not fast twitch enough for us. We're going to move you to offense." Is that because I'm white?
Nah.
Well, are you sure? Are you sure that the running joke isn't if you're a white defensive lineman, we'll move you to offense? You sure that isn't something that happens?
I guess that's a good point.
It happens all the fucking time.
Right.
This kid Joe
Deion Sanders said it when he took the job. And I've been telling people this.
I want black guys from the hood that don't have anything to come play defensive line. And I want, what did he say? I'll go find
some on the lines.
Like I'll go into the suburbs and find my big offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's fair. That's a good point.
Saying, so why couldn't I have come out and been like, oh, well, fucking Mike Tannenbaum and Eric Mangini and Bill Callahan, of all people, these three white guys are racist against me because they want me to move to guard because I'm white and I'm the only white guy in the whole defense. How do you think that would have gone over? Not good.
Wouldn't well.
Not good. Not good. Yeah. But if you flip it and it's a room full of white dudes and the only black guy in there just has to move positions and leave the room, well, then it's everybody's a racist. And it doesn't need to be like that, man. Sometimes you just suck.
Yeah, I know. I tell people all the time. I tell people all the time, in defense of Deion, when people do get cut, we just talked about it last week on when one of the kids got cut. I'm like, dude, I'm the first one to call these kids soft in this generation. So when Deion was cutting them in the beginning, I had no issue. And I was like, you don't want to compete. We're seeing it all across the country. It ain't just at Colorado. And to your point, I'm like, dog, I cut many dudes that were great humans, that were great GPA boosters, great character kids. Could not bust a grape in a fruit fight. You couldn't play dead in a Western. You weren't good enough. You were stiff as a porn dick. I appreciate you in the front row becoming a good GPA and a good human and a Samaritan. And I love you in the community. You cannot play here, son. If you want to go somewhere else, I will let you. If you want to stay, I will let you. You could probably be a manager or maybe a referee during the practices. Yeah. I don't know. But it's fucked up, man, but that's true. Like, guess what? You can't play here. Now, I love you, son. You're going to be a great father. You're going to be a great human and contributor to society. Can't contribute to this team this year. And it happened, dog.
Couldn't play dead in the Western, homie. That's what it is.
What it is.
And look, the beauty about the NFL used to be, my coach used to tell me this all the time. I can't wait to get the league because if you guys fuck with me, I can just cut you. But in college back in the day, once they sign you, the players didn't really realize how much power they had back in the day being in one place. Like, they couldn't just tell you to leave. You're on scholarship.
Right.
Well, now they can just tell you to leave and take your scholarship. Back in the day, they couldn't do that shit to me. I got kicked out of school and they couldn't take my fucking scholarship away from me. I had to go to a community college for 8 months to get my grades back up and like do all my probation and get out of jail to come back to Colorado. And they just had my shit waiting for me when I got back. I would have been in the transfer portal the minute I got arrested in this era. Yeah. So I'm so glad I fucking played what I did.
Hey, as you go into the weekend, and I hope you enjoy it, I gotta to your point right there. I believe these kids are being duped. I believe they're being fooled and lied to. We've always been pieces of meat in this market, Matt. All of us three right here have been pieces of meat in the meat market. That's what this college football game is, or that's what football is. So it's a meat market. Let me ask you though, there is a rule that you just touched on that I brought up last week on this show that I don't believe the kids either A, know, B, will not research and be the CEO of themselves and go figure out that I need to not put my future in another fucking man's hands and find out what actually are my rules, regulations, and laws that I get as a student athlete on a scholarship. I don't believe they realize, because here's the truth. Matt just touched on it. Everything I looked up and saw and found out in the last few weeks, I still see the same rules apply, dog. If you sign a LOI at an NCAA institution, you are owed 10 semesters, 5 years of academic gratitude and fortitude. You are allowed it by law. I have yet to see anyone come out and say, you can't cut me, coach. I am on a scholarship.
Everybody says they don't have contracts, but you do have a contract for 10 semesters.
Fucking right. Yep. And I'm trying to figure out why these kids and parents and single mothers who claim they know so fucking much about it can know about it. Go find out and say, you know what, coach, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to enter the portal. I'm going to figure it out. I'm on 10 semesters. Now, what the coach can do, what I've done and other people that have done, you can manipulate it in a certain way. And Matt talked about it going to JUCO for 8 months, come back. It's called a grant and aid. But the kid still has to sign that. What it does is it releases that scholarship for me to get number 85 back. So I can get a full back scholarship back so I can go sign Matt McChesney. But if that kid doesn't sign it, Matt, you are fucked. You lose that scholarship. You only get so many grant and aids. That means you're on financial aid from the federal government on one side, Pell Grant. And
FAFSA.
You have a grant and aid scholarship, which is basically a institutional scholarship. It's not an NCAA LOI or NIL or NLI, I mean, National Letter of Intent. So whatever you want to call it. But these kids don't want to do the research, and they're letting coaches cut them without really being cut. Like, no. I got 10 semesters, dog.
No, the kid could easily, when they say, we don't want you to play here, you need to hit the transfer portal, the kid could say, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay on scholarship, and I'm just going to keep going to practice. And if they can – but then again –
you won't play, though.
They're not going to play you, and they're going to make your life a living fucking hell. Just like they did to Xavier Smith. And look, I have no sympathy for that kid. I am not a compassionate dude at all. I'm sorry. I've had so much shit bad happen to me in my life, and everybody just steps over me. So trust me, I have no problems doing it to the next guy. I'm sorry. It's just the way life is. I have no compassion with you getting cut and complaining. But if you make the decision to stay and you still don't play, that's on you.
Yeah.
You still get your degree for free. You can still be on scholarship, but you're probably not going to play.
If I know I'm like a scout team guy and I'm just kind of happy to be there, I just say fuck it, because I'm not tripping. I'm probably not gonna play that anyway.
Well, look at like Charlie Offerdahl. He just got put on scholarship. He's sat there for 2 years, 3 years as a walk-on and just showed that he's valuable. And every time they tell him, like, this is the thing. There's a lot of coaches that tell you to leave to see if you will.
Ooh.
There's my
coaches
point.
that will tell you to leave to see if you will, because if you say, fuck you, I ain't leaving, bitch. You leave, motherfucker. I've been here longer than you. I came to Colorado. You coach at Colorado. You could go coach somewhere else. Like that's the way the player, you got to get defensive at that point, right?
Yeah.
That's
like, how dare you tell me I can't play? And then funnel that into your work and everything. I've never seen anybody that's good not play, ever. I've never in my life. I don't care how many times you get arrested. I don't care what you do off the field. I don't care if you're addicted to drugs or an alcoholic. I don't care if you're a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. You could be a walk-on. You could just be some guy they just found in Alaska. If you can play and help, you're on the field, homie, period. So a lot of the times it's, hey, you need to leave. And then they walk back into the meeting room and go, I just told that fucking kid to leave. Let's see if he's tough. Let's see if he's a bitch. I do it at the gym all the time. I sign up kids, and the next day, like in the meeting, I'm like, oh, it's so good to see you. Come in. Blah, 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 blah. And then they get in, and I'm like, motherfucker, run. And they're like, whoa. And I'm like, you can quit. The door's over there. And if they actually quit, they ain't supposed to be there in the motherfucking first place. Peace.
Bye.
Hey, see you Monday. Hey, Jeff's going to come in next. Let's take a quick commercial.
Shit, hold on real quick. Matt was saying peace, at least the way I read it. he was ending his rant, and he was saying how people like if kids walk in and you tell them to like get out and quit, and they actually quit, I'll say peace. He wasn't saying peace to us. He was saying like that's what he's saying to the players. You heard peace because you wasn't fully paying attention, and you thought he was saying bye to us, and your ass said, "All right, see you Monday," and you completely. I mean, it still worked. It's perfect timing. We need a commercial break, but just text Matt, let him know that was you wasn't trying to like diss him. You misunderstood what he was saying. But let's take a break though. Anyway,
yeah, I don't
real
give
quick.
a fuck.
By the way,
break. I got to piss.
JD McCoy got over 11,000 rushing yards, 73 touchdowns, all decade player, multiple time all pro. So I'm just saying, take that what you will. We going to break. Be right back.
I don't know if you've seen it, but in Seattle has something going on with the judicial department.
Let me check on that.
So we were talking May 6th, 8:45?
Yeah.
That works for me.
All right.
Do I need to sign anything?
No.
I'm just out of here. My comment about my client? Yeah. I just met her. She's really nice. She's really smart. She sounds like she's got the right idea about things. I really support what she's up to, and I think it's fabulous. How about that?
God, she's accused of, what is it, criminal trespass?
In the first degree, yes.
Is she innocent or guilty?
She's innocent, of course.
She's innocent, okay. Well, she's caught on video being arrested and protesting and allegedly protesting. So I'm trying to get all sides. So
my client has pled not guilty. My name is Stephanie Mueller. I'm in the directory for the Washington State Bar Association.
His name is Stephanie.
What was her voice? What was her voice so deep?
Its name is Stephanie. This is why women cannot coach men in the NBA, Smitty. This is what you have to understand is what's coming down the pipe, Smitty. This is why the women cannot be the head coach. Let me retract my statement. Women can coach in the NBA, and I think they should. They're very capable. I don't believe a woman should be a head coach of men in any sport because of situations like this. The delusion is flooding our brains. The delusion is flooding our brains. Did you drink? Are you okay? Because you had a lot of drink there. The delusion is flooding our brains. Did you see that motherfucker's nipples? The motherfuckers was hard as shit.
Bro got triple Z's.
But look how the nipple just poking out like it's like a laser beam.
It can shoot out of him.
There's no way I could call that thing Stephanie.
If she put her hands on you, like what would you do?
I choke the shit out of it. I'm just saying, dog. Like, imagine. Smitty, real shit. Like I've been falsely accused of things, right? I'm sure we all have, but legality wise, criminally, I've been accused falsely, and I had to say, fuck no, I ain't pleading to shit that I didn't do, which I did, and of course I won clearly, no issue. Here's the problem I have. Imagine come out of court and that motherfucker greets you as your public defender, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Well, my name is Stephanie, and I'm here to get you off all fucking charges. Are you ready to? Are you ready to fight this good fight? Motherfucking titties is out in your face. Motherfucker got titties and nipples. Hey, my name is Stephanie. I'm ready to fight the good fight. Are you? I'm also ready to fucking club the fucking offensive tackle and put that motherfucker in the QB's lap. Are you ready?
Why you sound like a superhero? What?
Jeff, what up?
Imagine not thinking LeSean McCoy isn't a fucking Hall of Famer. Are you fucking nuts? Seriously?
You think he's a Hall of Famer, you saying?
Yes. What are you, crazy? How is he not?
I don't know. I don't really know his stats like that.
Okay, It's funny. Funny you ask. I have them if you want them.
Before you say that though, let me give you my perspective from. I don't know if he is or not. I don't really care. But here's my point. Usual Hall of Famers, and I think you would agree to this. Like that motherfucker's a Hall of Famer. Like we're having to pull up his stats and say this is his stats, which tells me at least gives me a little doubt if he is one. So that's just my perspective.
What did I miss?
He very well could be because Smitty, you've heard Deion Sanders, you've heard like Marshall Faulk, you've heard these guys come out in the last year or so and say Hall of Fame used to be like the elite of the elite, and now it's becoming more of a.
For the most part, it's still elite of the elite. There's some questions in there for sure, but for the most part, let's not get it twisted. The NFL Hall of Fame is the one Hall of Fame we got left that's still, for the most part, like the top of the top. It's never going to be 100% with anything. It's going to be questions. There's people from the old school who I have questions about, but again, they were important for that era. But for the most part,
Jeff, you're going to rattle off these stats at me. Do you have like a comparison stat to guys that are in the Hall of Fame?
I have a website. Well, yeah, maybe Jeff can have it pulled up because I was pulling it up. You guys talking about Shady, right? Okay, boom. So there's other cats like so when you look at yardage, OJ Simpson 11,000, Eric Dickerson 13,000, Marshall Faulk 12,000 yards, TD Terrell Davis I think only has 7,600 total rush. We know he had concussions and stuff like that. I'm just saying I'm listing off the yards. Jim Brown 12,000 yards. So I'm just saying when I just look at yardage alone, Shady's right in the mix of that, just right there. I think he was 3 or 4 time All-Pro. He was all-decade player in the 2010. So I mean, from 2010 to 2019, he was listed as the top running back or one of the best running backs for a decade. So when you do All-Pros, yardages, touchdown, all decade, he got 2 Super Bowl rings. I know they kind of came where he wasn't like the Bucks. He barely played. The Chiefs, he actually had a little bit of a role. Wasn't the main guy, but had a role. 2 Super Bowl rings late, whatever. He still has them on his resume. So when you put it all together, I'm not saying he's Jerry Rice, like just a guaranteed lock. But I'm saying when you look at the numbers of other running backs who are in the Hall of Fame, to me, if we're looking at numbers, he deserves to be in there. But go ahead, Jeff. Because I jumped in late. I don't know what you had even led with or what you said.
A couple of things. Okay. He's 22nd all-time in all-time rushing yards. Okay. Of the 21 running backs ahead of him, only 5 are in the Hall of Fame. 4.52 yards a carry. That's higher than Walter Payton, Marshall Faulk, Tony Dorsett. He made 6 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros. He was the best running back in the 2010s, and he was an all-decade player. He leads all active Eagles ever in all the major rushing categories. I mean, what are we doing here?
I'm with that's why when Matt was talking so fast, I think sometimes we get worked up. We start talking fast. I'm like, listen, that's your opinion. Cool. All I said was look at the stats because I know them all. You said call me biased, whatever. It has nothing to do with that. Look at the numbers. The numbers are the numbers.
And also remember, he's 12th all time in receptions as far as running backs are concerned. Okay, so 518 receptions his whole career. So he's an elite company.
Andy Reid called him Hall of Fame.
So is he on the induction list or not?
Well, he didn't retire long enough, I don't think yet.
Yeah. And here's something else we can also mention. I know they don't really care about this, but someone's mentioned, isn't he the longest tenured running back? He played in 170 games, longevity, wasn't injured much. Also, this is something I didn't know, but I'll just throw this out. He leads NFL history with 7 career 40-yard fourth quarter touchdown runs. No one's ever – that's when you need it most, he goes out and does it. He did it 7 times. No running back has ever done that in the history of the NFL.
And you got to retire, I believe, 5 years before you can even become eligible. So, like, his last year was
2026 he's eligible.
So,
just real quick, I want to address something. Yesterday, we lost a Hall of Famer, speaking of Hall of Fame, by the name of Jimmy Johnson. He's actually a San Diego, he's actually a former 49er. I want to be clear. People in here think Jimmy Johnson, the coach, died. No, this Jimmy Johnson was a black man who played for the 49ers, and he died at 86 yesterday. I believe he played for the 49ers all 16 years, by the way, in the NFL. He is a Hall of Famer. He died last night, not Jimmy Johnson, the coach for the Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Hurricanes.
But still, rest in peace to a legend, though, regardless.
Hey, Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
One other thing. We don't talk about how good he was between 2010 to like 2019. Okay, he led every running back category. So stop with Adrian Peterson.
Well, I think it's Adrian Peterson and Shady. You could say the two best running backs. Shady McCoy would tell you that Adrian Peterson was better than him. Like he's told me to my just for clarity.
But just remember, that's a 10-year period, and he's top 2 or 3 in his category.
I think Marshawn Lynch would have an argument there, bro.
I'm just telling you. But here's the thing, and all I'm saying is the facts are Shady was at the top. That's all. And listen, a guy like Fred Taylor should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, no one will argue with that. I think here's the thing: when you're the best player at your position in the team's history, I think that means something, right? And a guy like Fred Taylor was.
Yeah.
A guy like McCoy arguably was.
He's the all-time Eagle franchise leading rusher. Like that ain't some easy shit to do. Like come on.
And I think Frank Gore got in right last year.
No, he didn't.
Gore didn't get in.
No, I think he was spurned in his first.
He didn't got in yet.
I mean, could be wrong, but
this is a guy.
You don't always go first ballot. You know how that goes too. Like.
And this is a guy
against the third fucking ballot.
And you had LaDainian Tomlinson in that era.
Frank Gore's not eligible till 2026.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys in that era that I thought Shady was dynamic. I thought Shady was dynamic, but I also thought Shady benefited greatly from Andy Reid for some years.
But you can't say that because he goes to Buffalo and puts up some of his best.
No.
Some of the
I'm
best
just saying,
ever threw,
overall, I think he was used in the right system. And if you look at Jamal Charles, similar style of back, very shifty, pass catcher out of the backfield, in between the tackles, gets vertical, jump cut, hell of a jump cut. He can change direction. Very similar in stature, very similar. Jamal Charles and Shady.
Yeah.
They both benefited in a similar offense too. You're not going to get Shady the ball in I formation and run ISO 30 times a game. You're going to get that guy the ball in multiple ways.
Yeah, but like you're not going to put Derrick Henry having running left and right. That don't mean he's not a Hall of Famer. Like
I'm not saying
as a head coach, you always put your player in the best way.
I'm not arguing that. Yeah. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying he had that was a great thing for him. He had to be in the right system. He's not a guy to just run the ball 30 times in ISO. You have to get him get him the ball out the backfield, catching it, receiving it, running it. Different things. They threw a lot of screens to him, swings. He was a dynamic dude.
Also, you go back to the defining moment of his career. Yeah. I mean, that was insane.
Which one? He had two of them. We forget. He had one as an Eagle, one as a Bill. Balled in both. Look it up.
This again with the Eagles. It was, I don't want to say 2010-ish. It was insane. It was insane.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be honest. I'm not saying he's a lock. I'm just saying he's damn sure in the conversation.
Listen, I'm not saying he's not. He doesn't stick out to me.
Yeah, I got you.
Because I probably didn't, but I didn't follow him like that. I didn't follow the team like that. I was coaching during this era too.
Right.
And so I would have to really go look at his shit because, like, was he Marshall Faulk-esque? Like, I don't know. I remember him. Of course I know he is. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't like, oh, fuck yeah.
He's the best feet you'll see at a running position, man.
Yeah. I just don't look at him like, oh, he's a no-brainer, I guess. But he might be. Hey, I want to ask Jeff something. I want to dive into this take real quick to start the show off with Jeff. Can you bring it up, Bailey? It's a discussion about Drake. Not the Kendrick Lamar thing or anything, but this is a discussion about this guy Clay down here, Southside Georgia Clay, said Drake becoming the biggest selling rapper of all time while having no culture of his own and people using that to try and argue he's the greatest has to be how Chuck Berry and Little Richard felt watching Elvis. Okay, This guy up here said, I'm going to disagree. Rappers weren't singing at the time Drake hit the scene. He kind of started the whole melodic rap thing. First of all,
Nate
I
Dogg.
want to be clear, that is the dumbest take I've ever heard. And a lot of youngsters, you guys might be included, I don't know, act like music never existed or football never existed or basketball never existed pre-2000. Because, like, there's a guy named Nate Dogg who was on everybody's hook for fucking years.
Warren
He's an icon. There's a guy named Cocaine. If you don't know anything about Cocaine on the West Coast, you probably don't know him on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, he was the first cat singing. There's so many different cats. Ja Rule started it even before Drake, and he wasn't even nearly as close as Nate Dogg. There's a lot of guys that sang. Bone Thugs, heard of them? I was trying to figure out when did why? How
what
is
about
this?
Warren G?
Warren G was, but that was Nate Dogg though. So I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, you said that.
How is this? Is this just a young take, or I'm confused here?
Well, these people, this kid's probably 21.
Yeah, he probably just young. Yeah, just don't know. But I will say that I think Drake wasn't the first, obviously. But I do think he took it to another level. I think that's fair to say. But he wasn't the first.
He'll never be.
One thing you'll learn about these young kids is history is elusive to them. They don't like. There's a TikTok I follow where a guy will just go out in the street and he'll say, "Who's the greatest rapper of all time?" I never hear Nas. I never like. It's always like, and listen,
recency bias, Jeff.
Yeah. Like you got these idiots bringing up NBA Young Boy. He's the best rapper.
The kids love him, so I don't know why. That's crazy.
The kids.
The truth of the matter is, bro, I would never disparage Michael Jordan ever. Like in 20 years, if there's a player significantly better than him, I'm never going to come out and say he's way better than Michael. Like Michael is the best, always will be. There's just so many
you can't. Biz Marquis to fucking Slick Rick the Ruler. Like their singing been going on since fucking Rakim.
No. And I'm also not one of these kids that's going to disparage these new cats. Drake is completely influential. Completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is.
The original guy, that South Georgia guy or whatever, his point was actually quite good because Drake is not an individual that comes from the streets. He isn't. He's a guy who was on a television show. I remember I used to watch him on Degrassi when I was a kid, right? Didn't really have much of the rap culture, if you will. And now look at him. He is one of the most recognizable people on the planet.
But a lot of his shit, though, let's be honest, are all kind of sound bites and reruns of people that came before him. Are they not?
Nah, no. Listen, I think you got to listen to a lot of this stuff.
A lot of songs, Smitty, are old school songs, homie. What are you talking about?
Are you talking about samples of beats? Everybody, sampling been going on since the beginning of hip hop.
I'm talking about rhymes that he uses. I'm talking about lyrics.
Yeah, bro.
I can't hear that.
Like, have you ever heard like some of his really early shit? Even like a lot of the any track he's put out is all original as far as I've seen. Yeah, and as far as remixing shit, that's how you make beats a lot of the time. You take old shit and like either speed it up or whatever.
I get it. But, I don't know if I can call a guy that does that on his own. Like Nas, this guy used his dad on the fucking saxophone on a classic. Like, this is, to me, is musical, artistic forms of saying, hey, man, this is my own shit. Like, I don't see Drake doing that.
I'm not I'm gonna tell you, he's original. Like I don't know how much Drake you listen to. I know JB don't listen to a lot of Drake because I go to his house and he play everything before 05, which is cool. I respect that. But Drake is original. He's a ton of music, a ton of music.
Ghost Riders
that's just unique and new. Think about Drake. He's tapped into different. He's done like fucking Jamaican like reggae type music. He's done the R&B album. Damn near. He's done the hip hop. He's done the mix where he'll sing on the hook and then rap on his own shit and change his voice. He's a creative and he's tapped into different styles stuff like that. And he's been a huge. You can't talk hip hop without talking about Drake.
But you're literally bringing up shit that everyone's done, right? Dance hall, you mean? Dance hall music, you mean? Like Nate Dogg did in 93? What do you mean? This is.
But JB, I'm not saying he's the first. I'm not saying he's the first. I'm saying No one saying he's the first. So what you
You're
saying?
Original.
You gotta be the first person to ever do anything
I'm not
to get any
saying
respect.
that.
Like,
You just said he's original. No, he's not.
Original meaning the beat, the sound, how you said something. Original doesn't mean you're just the first person to do it. It's original just means your actual songs and music yourself that you're making is a hella original songs. Like all his shit ain't samples. All his lyrics he ain't copying lyrics. I don't know who told you that. His song ain't just copying people's lyrics.
And also remember, like with what we just talked about, since the late 2000s, there's no more influential rapper or singer in the game than Drake. It's just not. There just isn't.
Lil Wayne had a crazy run, but then Drake, I would say, surpassed him from that stand, from an influence standpoint.
And all due respect, JB, if you're going to bring up ghostwriters, Lil Wayne didn't write his own shit either. So who the fuck you kidding?
I'm not a Lil Wayne guy either. So
hold on. What'd you say, Jeff?
Lil Wayne had ghostwriters as well. So like, who are we kidding?
Well, I want to make this clear too. All musicians have people in the room.
It's like a producer.
Yeah, who like give ideas and shit. Sure. But it's the difference between a ghostwriter and like just producers giving pitches. When I hear ghostwriter, I'm thinking like you just sitting like I'm a rapper. I'm sitting there chilling, I ain't doing shit. And then Jeff writes my shit. I'm like, oh, okay, you ready?
By the way,
and then I say
there's a whole job called songwriter. If you look in the credits of music, you see it, right? Yeah. People are paid to, like, speech writers are paid to write speeches.
Neo is a legendary who made like 1 or 2 albums.
Sure,
he's a great songwriter. He writes a lot of Beyonce songs, but Lil Wayne don't. That's his own shit. I want to make that clear. I can't let you get away with that.
Here's the sad part of society: most of the time, the little guys don't get any credit, right? So, like, the guys at the bank are the ones really working at the branch level. They're never going to get the credit. The CEO will. If you're a speechwriter, Donald Trump's not going to say, hey, shout out to Joe Smith for writing my speech today. No, he writes it. He takes the credit, right? It's always how it is.
Yeah. Let me dive into some basketball real quick with you. I want to dive into Boston Celtics because I started off the show by asking Smitty a question that he's yet to answer. And I said, is Jason Tatum the most overhyped superstar remaining in these playoffs? That was the question. Smitty continues to ignore the question. Is he the most overrated superstar left in these playoffs, Jeff?
Hey, Kevin Hazur, Nadu trying to act like he knows our culture. Man, shut the fuck up with that shit. Why is it always got to be racist with some of you motherfuckers? Why?
The culture don't mean you have to be black.
Yeah.
FYI.
But you know what? I hear this in everything I do. You're not Italian. Why are you talking about the mob? Shut the fuck up.
Now, the black culture is the black culture.
Right.
We'll never be in that.
Just like you don't want
to be clear.
I do. Like, what the fuck?
But I want to be clear. Like, I'll never be in Smitty's culture from him and his family parts, grew up, family, friends, whatever. But there is a culture that is inner city culture that still I'm a part of. So there's a difference. Black culture, though, is a whole other thing. I could say I was in black culture, but that doesn't mean I am black culture. So there is a huge difference, but it doesn't have shit to do with racism or fucking race.
As far
Jeff,
as this question, though,
is Tatum the most overhyped?
Well, I think that's kind of a because I think there's, as far as superstars, there's a lot of teams left that they have a budding superstar maybe.
Okay, so let me ask you. Anthony Edwards, he's a transcending one or ascending one. I think he'll probably be, if he's not already, I think, again, recency bias, we're calling him one already because he's a dunker.
Look at the teams flashy. Minnesota, Indiana, the Knicks.
So is Brunson a superstar yet? You'd have to ask, is Brunson considered a superstar? I don't know if he is because he doesn't get the flashy dunks that Anthony Edwards.
Until this year, none of these individuals were that pronounced as high-level players. They have made themselves known because they've had the opportunities now. And I think going forward, we'll think of them as that. Yeah, I think to answer your question, sure, because the only other superstar that I would put in there up until this year was Jokic. Yep. Right. There's just not a lot of teams left.
SGA is now probably getting that notification. He's on the doorbell or
Did you say Luka? Maybe he's been
Luka. That's what we mentioned. We mentioned Luka, SGA, Anthony Edwards. I don't believe Towns can be in there.
Nah, hell no.
He ain't even
Gobert's not in there, even though he got his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award. But superstar to me is like there's stars. I believe there's stars, and then there's superstars. I just don't know if we really have a lot of NBA superstars anymore, like we used to. We used to have a lot at the same time. I don't know. You had Shaq at one time with Kobe at one time. You had Tracy McGrady was a superstar. You had Penny Hardaway at the time was a superstar. Would you? I know Smitty loves Derrick Rose. Before he got injured, he was probably like the Anthony Edwards right now, on his way to being that superstar, right? He had that MVP year, but Derrick Rose was unbelievable, explosive. I mean, jumper, dunker, shooter. Like we lacked a lot of superstars. Is Embiid a superstar? I mean, we lacked some.
I mean, but he also has. I mean, here's the other side of the coin. I think Joel Embiid is incredibly. I don't know if tainted is the right word, but he's only done it in the regular season. He's done fuck all in a decade in the playoffs. Like, I'm talking about nothing. Even Allen Iverson took him to the Eastern Conference Finals, took him to the finals. He's done nothing.
And stole a game with fucking...
Yeah, against the 19-0.
Snow, Mutombo, right.
Right. And remember, the Lakers had not lost in the entire playoffs. They're 19-0.
Best record of all time to this day, 15-1.
And AI went in there and dropped, 48? Had one of the most iconic moments ever when he stepped over a player. Embarrassed him. I mean, again, they didn't win a game the rest of the series, but still, it was a monumental thing to do. That was Shaq and Kobe in their prime, right?
Yeah.
So, Embiid is great. You got to look at superstar and say, what has he done? And how many times has he been injured as well?
I just think Boston Celtics do this every year. I'm not a believer. I think that they play too nonchalantly. They think they can turn it on and off. And I think in crunch games, hard, serious games, like they've struggled against Miami. I know Miami's gone now. They beat them finally. But, like, this is going to come back to bite them in a series like maybe the T-Wolves or the Thunder, somebody that plays defense in your face 90 feet. I believe it will cost the Celtics. And without Porzingis, Smitty, as I've said on this show, he's going to get hurt. He got hurt. I apologize. Knock on wood. I didn't hope for that, but he got hurt. He's always hurt, and that is why I did not like the get. I'd love the Drew Holiday get, but I said losing him in Milwaukee will cost Milwaukee. It did. I said gaining him in Boston will help Boston, but I still don't know if it puts him over the hump in Boston because I think Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the two, they broke the bank for both of them. I think they're inconsistent stars.
Let me ask you. I wanted to ask you guys this because you're one of the only sports shows I talk to. This was a question someone asked me at the barbershop. Another barber was talking about this. Outside of Tim Duncan, who's the greatest power forward of all time?
Charles Barkley.
See, that's what he said. And he claims Michael Jordan said that as well. And I brought up Malone, like Karl Malone. I think Dirk, I guess if you put him as a 4. But
Dirk. That's a good argument for Dirk. KG, I would argue.
Sure. But yeah, he said Barkley as well. And I thought, when you come to think of it,
Barkley was one of the most. So Barkley to me is the most explosive power forward ever to play. He was 6'4", barely, and would dunk on Shaquille O'Neal.
And that's kind of crazy too.
And own David Robinson. Like this guy was a unbelievable animal. The most skilled power forward in my lifetime is Kevin McHale, without question.
Oh yeah.
So without question, the most skillful, but fundamentally sound. Right hand, left hand. The greatest post moves I've ever seen is from from Kevin McHale. So that's just me. Duncan did not have Kevin McHale's moves, but Duncan was very, very highly efficient. Probably is more efficient. I don't know, but I'm just saying he didn't have the post moves. Like
basic fundamentals. He wasn't fun to watch, JB, but man, he was hella effective.
Yeah, no doubt, unbelievable.
That's a good question, though. For my era, I would pick between Dirk and KG. It's hard to pick which one.
I will just throw out Karl Malone is third all time in points.
No, he was unbelievable. But he was a shooter. He wasn't going to dunk on you, drive the lane. He was a unbelievable 15-foot jump shoot. Like, this motherfucker would not miss. We hated him as Laker fan because this motherfucker did not miss. Elbow extended, not miss.
I was in a different era than JB. He's a little before me. But Dirk Nowitzki was a very skilled individual. I mean,
and you remember that finals run he had when they finally beat the Heats? Like, if you got time, go back and watch, bro. This is one of the best finals runs I think ever. Like,
he was the first big I ever saw go out and like hit threes like on a regular basis. I mean, he's a legend.
That dude beat the LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, Heatles. From a talent standpoint, that's one of the greatest teams also from a talent standpoint, the Heat, and they beat them.
What do you think of Big Baby going to prison?
Well, I was going to ask you that next. Here, before we go to that, I was going to ask you something else. Shaun King's going to join us in about 5 minutes. I was going to ask you something. One of the most skilled basketball players I've ever seen, regardless of position, but happened to probably be a power forward, was Rasheed Wallace. And he gets so much he gets very, very little acknowledgement as a great. Like, he was unfucking believable.
He was also like a hilarious player to just watch. He was
unbelievable. Rasheed Wallace was fucking unbelievable. And I'm gonna be honest, there was another guy who got hurt late, but LaMarcus Aldridge was similar to Rasheed Wallace. He had a lot of skill, man, a lot of talent. But
the 2000s, man, had some great players. Even into like we don't think about those Piston teams. Like with Rasheed, with Billups, Tayshaun Prince was a great player, man. Yeah. You know, there were a lot of great players. Yeah, Rasheed's a Philly guy. I mean,
a lot of good bigs too, though. I mean, Jermaine O'Neal with the Pacers had a cool little run, that turnaround fadeaway. Like, yeah, it was a hooper.
Right. And then way before you guys, there was a guy named Sidney Wicks, who I was a young kid coming up. I got to know who he was. Sidney Wicks was fucking unbelievable too. That's old school. But Jeff, we got this right here to talk about. And we started the show off with this because I saw you say that you think it'll be beneficial for him. Well, I actually got to meet him several times and sit down with the dude and the Big Three thing when I was working with them with Michael Rapport and Cube, and I was helping speak to the certain people in the Big Three organization. This guy was playing Big Three. Clown, just a big clown, goofy, good-hearted clown is what I took from him. Like, just a fuck around, wants to be funny, clown, laughing, never serious. Compare these two right here. I don't know if you know anything about it. This guy on the right allegedly did some things to the state of Mississippi. Pat McAfee calls him out. He sues Pat McAfee. McAfee has to go back and do a whole shit show. No jail time whatsoever. I started the show off. Is it really white privilege? Is it he moved differently than Big Baby? He didn't say nothing. He shut the fuck up. Maybe Big Baby talked. I don't know. But break these two things down legally as our legal analyst on the show and talk about what you think is going to happen here.
Well, remember, Brett Favre has never been brought in a criminal charge. That's just why that is. It's probably his influence. You know, I can't comment on that. But remember, Big Baby was involved in a federal indictment. Okay, so the federal government who oversees this shit said, hey, this is a scheme. And 20 other people were involved as well, right? And here's the thing, and this is where I think most people have issues. Of all the 20 or so people that were involved, most of them are black. I don't believe there is a white person involved in this indictment. Again, he stole state money. They stole more of a federal oversight money. Why this is, I don't know. I can't answer it. Brett Favre should absolutely face charges for what he did. He stole just like these individuals did. I can't answer why. Again,
me either. That's why it's Smitty and
my guess is Brett Favre is a way bigger name. He has way more influence. And look, is it a surprise that someone with influence gets? I mean, how many politicians should be in prison? But they have influence. So
I say the same thing. That's how I started the show off. It just is what it is. Now, give me your Big Baby take on going in for 40 months. What he will do percentage wise of that 40 months.
Well, he's going to go to some summer camp somewhere. He ain't going to go to, some USP or something. He'll do 85%. He can get some of it knocked off by going through programs. To me, he looks like he's on something, or he's got something going on with him. I mean, he seems out of control, out of line. He is right. He'll get in shape. I mean, he's got nothing to do in there. And sometimes you need stuff like this. It's not like he's going to be gone for 20 years, you know. I don't know if he has kids. Obviously, that will suck if he does. If he's a single guy, he's got some money. I mean, he's not going to starve, you know. Federal prison for people like him, he's a first-time offender, won't be that bad. And he's not wrong.
I've never been locked up, so I'm ignorant when it comes to jail, prisons, all that. So you're saying like Big Baby Davis, because of who he is, his name, and I guess probably the crime as well, he will go to like a lesser level prison.
Well, it's not. Well, that's everybody though. He's a first-time offender. If you go to federal prison, they will not send you to. There are 5 levels of federal prison. You have a camp, you have a low, you have a medium, you have USP, and then you have AdMax, where there's only essentially one facility. So, yeah, you're a first-time offender. They use your points. You've never been to prison. He'll get sent to some summer camp somewhere, and he'll be in like a dorm-style living. Like it won't be.
Oh, that's cool with him there. That's
He'd rather be on the street, but like I said, I don't know if he has any kids or anything. But he'll be out in 85, so he'll probably do around 3 years. It's not great, but he'll learn a lot. This will help him because he'll start a podcast when he gets out, and he'll talk about his life, and he'll be fine.
He might start it in jail, contrary to belief.
Sure.
Jeff, I didn't get you on. Shaun's going to join us here in a minute. I didn't get you on this week. I got to ask you, the Tom Brady roast happened, and Gisele Bündchen came out after and said she's deeply disappointed in how they portrayed her and the husband and the family. But wait up. Weren't you the bitch that fucked and cheated on Tom Brady? You don't think that discredited the family, you fucking victim-ass crybaby? I'm trying to figure out where you are with that whole Tom Brady roast. And let's bring in Shaun. Let's bring in Shaun Bailey with us.
Real quick, if I can just verify, if I could just say one thing, Max Hess, every person that goes to federal prison has to go to has supervised release after their release. That's in addition to his sentence. Okay, so he'll have to be on that. He'll have to get a job. He can't affiliate with people that have been to prison. That's a norm. Okay, that's not. He doesn't get just 5 months now. No, he has to go to prison, then he gets the release, and he has to, stay.
Shaun, welcome in, Shaun. Appreciate you. We're talking about Brett Favre not going to jail. Big Baby Davis doing basically the same thing for about 80% less money, going to get 40 months. I don't know how much you know about this shit. We don't know what it is, how it's involved, how the two kind of correlate, but it's just ironic. But he's going to jail 40 months. Jeff knows about all this shit.
Definitely privileged for sure, because Brett Favre did way worse for sure.
No doubt. He ain't even got a charge. What do you think about the Tom Brady roast, Shaun?
I haven't watched it yet, man. It's 3 hours long. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've been allocate 3 hours to sit down and watch that. But I heard it's pretty good.
I ain't watch it either. I saw enough on Twitter. I didn't need to watch it.
By the way, Shaun's a really good horse handicapper. Not a lot of people know that. Shaun was surprising me. He had a lot of good info.
The Japanese jockey let me down. I needed Forever Young. He did a big ticket.
He did.
Hey, I know Jeff came on and said don't bet Japanese horses, and then
he almost won.
Yeah,
he almost won.
It was interesting.
I kind of kick myself. The Derby's always one of those races, unless like a Rich Strike wins, who you could never have. Like I should have had Mystic Dan on the ticket. He had run one of the top 3 buyer speed figures in the race. Like
he was good in mud.
Yeah, in hindsight, I should have had him, but sometimes you get stubborn. Old man taught me once when it comes to horse racing, y'all. You can't bet them all. Goddamn, you got to take a stand somewhere.
Yeah.
That roast is 3 hours long, though? Shit.
Yeah, it's 3 hours
I've
long.
only watched the first hour and a half.
It was that last night or American Me, and I went with American Me. Sorry.
Yeah.
I heard it was funny, though. I heard it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, when I watched it was funny. It was really
They went
good.
against the narrative, Shaun. They went against the Netflix woke media narrative. Like, I think it kind of woke up some people like, oh, shit, we might be getting comedy back after the slap of Will Smith. Then we got this. So I don't know. We'll see. It was good. It was refreshing, at least, to hear Belichick, Kraft, all those dudes get to, like, fuck around Gronk. I heard somebody suing Gronk, though. He spiked the fucking shot glass, and apparently, of course, it hit somebody. It's a joke. It is what it is.
I thought Cat Williams brought comedy back on the Shannon Sharp.
Now his stand-up we watched 2 days before, or 1 day before, we were playing poker in the house. We watching it while we were playing poker. It was fucking horrible, I thought.
I haven't seen it stand up.
That was his worst.
I was talking when he went on Shay Shay's room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Marcellus Wiley, my boy, put out a poll because he was like, "Is Cat Williams now a better interview than comedian?" So it's interesting. Hey, I gotta get your take. You and I talked about this, and last week you said that if this happens, you will not look at Mike Tomlin the same way. We got an interesting video by a former quarterback, Max Brown, who came out and I on the show saying that I think in a hell yeah, hell no segment with you, I said I think Justin Fields is going to return a kick or multiple kicks. Have you seen the video Max Brown drew up?
No.
Take a look at this, Jeff, Shaun. I want you to get your take because I think he's going to return kicks.
The NFL. Roger Goodell is going to be pacing in his office over this because no other team can exploit the new kickoff rule like the Steelers. There's talk that Justin Fields will return kicks. It's laughable, right? Well, it could break the NFL and give kickoffs design plays just like offense. Here's how most teams will handle kickoff returns. Ball's kicked off on the 35. Kickoff team is lined up on the 40. Most of the kickoff return guys starting on the 35 with 2 returners deep. As you can see, in a traditional kickoff format, the kickoff team has to quickly hone in on a single returner. When I see this, I see opportunity, and I think the Steelers do too. There is a lot of open space backside to take advantage of. With Justin Fields, the Steelers can do it differently, and this is all viable for 2 reasons. 1, there's less big hits, so you can put a quarterback back there. And 2, the kickoff team is now incentivized to kick it inbounds and not out the back of the end zone. Return teams are going to be more spread out as a result of having to cover every blade of grass. And with Justin Fields back here, there's 2 possible scenarios. Because the field is more condensed, guys backside away from the returner are going to have to take more aggressive angles to get involved. And this allows for the 3 dudes backside to be extremely viable throwback options. Well, Max, what if they just don't take aggressive angles? Well, that's why you have Justin Fields there. He's an electric runner. If they elect to stay at home, that's just fewer dudes that Justin Fields has to run past. It makes a lot of sense having a design play from kickoff return. The Bills aren't going to do it with Josh Allen. The Ravens aren't going to do it with Lamar, but the Steelers can do it with Justin Fields because as of now, he's sitting behind Russ. No other team in the National Football League has a backup quarterback that's this much of a threat, and it'll have.
What do you think about that?
So I guess the Cowboys are going to put Trey Lance back there too, right? He's backing up Dak.
Is he gone already?
Big athletic black guy.
Ain't he gone?
Come on, man. Max, what the hell are you talking about?
You still don't see it happening at all?
Hell no, man. You know what a luxury it is to have 2 quarterbacks? Could you imagine you get a backup hurt on a damn kickoff return? Like I played football my whole life. You've coached it or played it your whole life. Smitty, you've played it. I don't know if Jay has, but how many wide receivers can throw the ball? A whole bunch of them.
Yeah, they played quarterback in high school.
Yeah, you ain't got to put a quarterback back there to do a damn throwback.
All right, look, we ain't had you guys on this week. We got to ask you your guys' take. Jeff, I got to ask you first. The 30 guys that Austin Rivers says can play in the NFL from the NBA. Jeff, I know this has been a viral thing. What's your take on
Why
that?
is he talking?
Why is he the advocate for it?
Right. Why are you a spokesperson?
Why is he the voice?
Jesus Christ. Let me say this. As a former NFL player, the NBA guys win. I mean, Austin Rivers might be one of the weakest lottery picks in history. Yet he's made almost $60 million in NBA salary. So let me hat tip to the NBA, their union. They are winning to get the bag battle. There is no argument there. But, man, look, outside of maybe Anthony Edwards and Louis Dort, come on. Because you got to eliminate everybody over 6'6" in the NBA.
Off the bat.
Like, you got to eliminate them. And then, I mean, come on.
And then if you're under 6'6",
right.
if you're 6'6" or so, you're not physical enough to play DN or tight end. And if you're under 6'6", you're not going to be able to have the skill set at a position that requires you to play in the NFL. It doesn't make sense at all. This guy's talking out his ass.
Hey, JB, if you peel the onion back to its simplest form, Go back to high school. There are way more NFL players that were really good high school basketball players than there are NBA players that were really good high school football players.
I said it yesterday.
A bunch of NFL guys can hoop. They just did. They stopped growing. And NBA is a height thing. Ain't a whole lot of guys in the NBA ever been out there in shoulder pads and helmets and getting feet stepped on by cleats and elbowed in the arm and told, man, come on, they don't live that life. And you guys
weather.
And like Chris Long.
Hey, stay over there where you at, Austin, and continue to load manage and make that big money. You don't want no parts of what's going on over there.
And
it's real over here in these streets.
Yeah. And like Chris Long said, first of all, you just ate, come out the mess hall, ate. Now you got double days. The food is right here, ready to throw it up. You got 100-degree heat. You got 20 pounds of gear on. And then you're going to ask about, Coach, I got hit. Oklahoma drills do exist still somewhere. You're going to have to hit somebody. Your ass is flopping and having a 10-minute replay about if it's a flagrant one or not. Shit.
And it's just a different mentality. Football is the only professional sport where you don't get to go in a slump.
Yeah.
Basketball, you can have 10-game stretch where you don't shoot the ball well. You play so many games, it don't matter. Same thing with baseball, hockey. Football, hey, man, it's 17 of them things.
Hey, Jeff, I got something for you right now. I don't know if you've seen this, just kind of hit the news. The Tesla, in Germany, the Tesla factory just got, something's going on with the world. I'm just telling you right now. But look at this, Jeff. This is right out of a fucking zombie eclipse. This is live. This really just happened in Germany. All immigrants rushing the border ran into the Tesla factory and have taken over Tesla.
In Germany.
In Germany.
Did they give out the same outfit before they filmed this? Like everybody got on the same thing.
Hey, Shaun, I'm telling you, this whole college campus infiltration and this shit, like you can't tell me this isn't some sort of pre-election situation, Jeff. Like, what are we doing?
Hey man, listen.
I'd like to know more about that.
Hey, on the Google phone commercial, when I saw Buddy put his phone on the little the brick, and then he elevated how high he jumped and changed the sky. I don't believe anything I see that's recorded by a cell phone.
Yeah.
I gotta hear more. I gotta know more about that video. That doesn't look like where's the security? They don't have security, a fence, like
that was a fence. That was the fence. That was the wall they were running up to.
But why are they doing that? Why Tesla? I don't get it.
They're trying. I don't know. They're gonna drive away. I guess. I don't know.
Hey, JB, see a video and he go full blown conspiracy quick. All you got to show him a video. It's over.
Hey, Smitty.
Look, I want you to. They're holding hands. Look, holding hands. Look.
Hey, Smitty,
why are they holding hands?
Hey, JB, they're trying to get out of recall Cybertrucks.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me, JB. They're not immigrants. They're protesters.
I don't know.
Like they're protesting.
JB, you gotta chill. JB,
I don't know. All I know is
anything you see everywhere.
I see a video. Throw that motherfucker on there. And like, hey, the world about to end. I don't know what's going on, but the world.
I see it everywhere. It's happening in New Mexico right now too. Right here, not too far away. Right behind Han. Motherfucking 5,000 immigrants got in New Mexico yesterday. I'm throwing it out
climate
there.
Protesters, bro.
Shit, we got a problem. I'm just telling you right now. We got something going on. Way to get ready. Hey, I got to ask some NBA questions, Shaun. And I started the show off. Smitty is yet to answer the question. Is Jason Tatum the most overhyped superstar remaining in these playoffs right now? Is he the most overhyped superstar remaining?
I'm a Duke guy. I got my Duke colors on today. By the way, shout out to all the fellas that wear the brims. I thought they would like this one.
Hey, you clean as hell. You got that old school player swag. You got the gold tooth right there, the wristwatch, the cane. I like the whole swag right now.
Hit us in the comments and tell me if you like the brim or not. I'll say this about Tatum. I still think he's extremely immature. He has not developed what Kobe used to call the Mamba mentality. Now, you can see Anthony Edwards has turned the corner as far as how he approaches basketball. Jason Tatum, in a game where they needed him, took 2 shots in the fourth quarter last night. He was content to just stay off ball and let Jalen and what's do with the bad hairline that went ball finally.
Oh, Derek White.
Derek White. Let them just keep jacking up threes and missing, as opposed to going demanding the ball, getting on the block where he had an advantage and putting in buckets. So I just think he's still immature. I think his age showed. I still don't think he understands how to be a superstar. Hopefully he turns that corner, because Anthony Edwards is starting to create real separation as far as who the next guy is in the NBA.
I hear that.
Yeah, I agree. I just think I don't think when he's on his post-game interview press conference, and I saw him say, everyone thinks we're supposed to win by 20 every game. Not really, but I don't expect you to lose by 24 at home to a Cleveland Cavaliers and be cool with it. That's the difference. I didn't think the mentality is totally fucking different. I would have never paid both of those guys, number one.
Also, they were 13-point favorites.
13, and Jeff, you're in the betting space. That was the 11th straight loss when they were favored for the Celtics.
But
I think that was the biggest, biggest win biggest win for a team that wasn't the favorite in like NBA history. Some stat I saw, you know what I mean? It was crazy.
But isn't this like kind of who Boston is as they're currently constructed? Last year they got eliminated by the Miami Heat. Then we see this same kind of energy. I mean, they lost a game to the Heat, and I mean, it just they don't have that killer dog in them. They are the epitome of a front running team. If they
it's one game though, y'all. I got to jump in. Like, we going so hard. Have y'all watched the whole playoffs?
Yes,
they have been dominating the entire playoff. None of us have talked about them because it's been such a dominant performance for the most part that it hasn't mattered. They finally had a real bad game, and now we're front runners. They do this every single year. It's like, what are we still going to do? Go undefeated the entire playoff run?
Smitty, I'm talking more the body language that they exhibit, the lack of mental toughness they exhibit when they're not making their threes. That's what I'm saying.
I still got them winning it all.
Win it? What?
Yes. And our dinner, I'm putting money on it too.
Whatever you want.
I'm putting money on it too. They winning it all.
They can't beat anybody left in the West.
I don't think so either.
Stop. So hold on. You tell me right now.
Denver, OKC, or Minnesota.
So you're sold right already on the young OKC team and the young Minnesota. Well, Minnesota's not super young, but a young OKC team, a Minnesota team. Again, this is their first run. They haven't done shit here. The team that's done the most outside of the Nuggets that's left here in the playoffs is the Boston Celtics. Eastern Conference Finals multiple years, NBA Finals where they took the Warriors to 6 games. This team has the talent. They got 5 dudes who start line to play defense. They got a pretty good head coach, young head coach. They have the experience. I think what you guys are using to knock them, I think it's actually benefiting them because they had the experience. They bumped their heads. They know where they messed up at. This is the year for them to do it. And I think it's right there for the taking. I don't see nobody in the East beating them. I don't see that happening.
I would have felt better if you said I like the Knicks than you saying I like Boston.
I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks.
Not enough there. I like the Knicks too, but not enough there. They'll lose Eastern Conference Finals.
See, I don't think Boston. If the Knicks are healthy, I don't think Boston could beat a tough, scrappy, hard team like the Knicks. I'm just telling you, I think they're mentally weak.
Me too. And Porzingis is always hurt, and he got hurt again. And now they got some scrub ass whoever playing center, and now they got to change their whole mentality because now they don't got no big man up top shooting threes. Now the big man's slow and soft, and he's down low on the block. The whole game changed for Boston yesterday. Did you watch that shit?
They can win, one game, and I watched the game before that too.
I'm not saying Cleveland's gonna beat them. I'm projecting them versus another good team. Cleveland, as Bubba Doug would say, trash. They are trash.
So you're telling me that the Knicks are going to beat them right now?
If Cleveland and Orlando could combine their teams, they'd have a good team. But whoever got out of that series was not beating Boston. So Boston,
Shaun, do you want to bet money on this?
Let's bet a cigar.
Okay, so if the Knicks play the Celtics, you're picking the Knicks.
They got to be healthy. I'm not taking the Knicks if Onobi is out and Mitchell is out. I don't want the Knicks with 6 players.
The Celtics ain't healthy. You heard what JB said. Porzingis is the softest player. He's out, so it's even, right?
That's it. I'll give you Porzingis because I gotta accept Julius Randle.
All right, that's fair.
But I'm not going. The Knicks right now are banged up. Everybody's in the damn cold tub.
Jeff, who do you like left in this playoffs?
I just want to say this: the Celtics are still overwhelmingly the favorite to win the title. They're minus 115 to win. Everybody else is
overwhelmingly
to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I forget how dominant they were like this season too. Like they were by far the best team. Like,
and remember too, they won game one. It's always kind of zigzag. Going forward, I think they'll probably win every other game.
I'll take anybody in the West over Boston.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing: you've got 2 or 3 teams you get to deal with. It's a numbers thing, Shaun. You got the Thunder, you got
Nuggets, Timberwolves,
right? And the Nuggets are done. They're not winning.
Shaun, we're gonna play some hell yeah, hell no before we get out of here with Jeff and you. I gotta ask you, hell yeah, hell no to start. The Nuggets will be swept.
Hell no.
Jeff? I
would agree. I don't see it.
I'm saying hell yeah. I think they're getting swept.
I think right now would be a good decision. Look, Minnesota's young. They're great. Can they put away the defending champs? They've been knocked down. This is the first time they've been knocked down for a while. You would get a great price on them coming back and winning in 7 or something.
What are those odds?
I'd rather do that than they're going to get swept. To win the West, you could bet right now the Nuggets at plus 850 to win the West. To win the series, they would be to win it 4-3 plus 650. The Nuggets.
You think it's going 7, Shaun?
I didn't say that. The question was, are they getting swept?
Or what's more likely to happen? The Nuggets get swept, or the Nuggets come back and win 4-3.
Nuggets get swept is more likely to happen.
You think?
Yeah.
I think they got too much character. They got too much championship.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get swept. But if you give me 2 choices, then yeah, I got to go with the latter. But
I think the 2 bigs are a problem. Joker's having a problem figuring out where one is, where the other one's coming from, and Jamal Murray's hurt to me.
And Rudy Gobert didn't even play last game, and they looked damn near better on defense in the way they were running the court. So I don't know.
And before we leave, Shaun, Jeff, I got to get your take on this because I'm on the hill on this one. Rudy Gobert missed the game for his child being born, or I guess he was born. I don't know. We still don't know. Shaun, you played in the old school era, in the playoffs. I guess the NFL game's a little different because it's one and done. You don't get a series, but where you at with that and going to see the kid? I think it's an individual deal. It's no right or wrong answer. I don't know why he's taking heat and why he isn't. To me, it's the same. It's like it's your decision. Where you at with that whole deal?
Well, I stay out of French business unless it's French fries from McDonald's, and he's from France, so I don't know how the French get down. So obviously, that's how they get down. I'm cool with it. The team rallied around him. That's what saved his butt. Is the team rallied around him and played great. Now, if they would have lost that game and it was evident that him not being there was a big reason, then the narrative's probably different. But his boys had his back, so I'm all for it.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Gilbert Arenas is a fucking clown. I mean, no surprise with him. I mean, just a complete jerk off at every level. I mean, he has multiple kids, too. What does it say to your kids? Like, oh, it's just a kid, bro. Like, yeah, you have like 4. Like, what do you mean it's just a kid? What do they think of that? If that was my dad saying that, I'd be like, yo, Dad, what? What do you mean it's just a kid? A kid is something that's always going to be there and it's always in your life. It's a fucking game. And I know you get paid to do it. It's a kid. It's watching your child, a seed, being born. You know how many people will never get to experience that, including possibly me, because I have no kids and I'm 34.
Hey, I was there only for my baby mama, who's the devil, to keep my daughter away from me the rest of my life.
You did what you had, and you were still there.
Hey, if you your part, you can control. Well, you control who you sleep with.
He better make sure
but I mean, you can't.
He always pays his child support. He better hope, because I'm going to start looking into it. If he doesn't, I'm going to do a little TikTok on Gilbert.
Hey, let let me throw some comedy in here before Gilbert challenged Jeff to a fucking boxing match or something. The one thing I will say is athletes, get your sex calendar right, man. In the playoffs are, man. Gestation period is 9 months to have a child. Stop getting these girls pregnant, man. When them babies gonna come during the playoffs.
That's a great point.
I thought about that too, but I'm like, hey, realistically, you ain't. It's fucking what? It's July. You sit back like, damn, like, you over the shorty house. She's trying to give you something. Like, oh, you got a rubber in here. Like, you ain't thinking about all that. You trying to get you something.
I know. So like,
mark 2 months off a year that coincide with your playoffs and say, listen.
And Jeff has a non-dog in the fight here. So Jeff's thinking is specifically as a human nature, like of a kid being born. You and I played in it, and we're like, we were gonna get cut if we missed a fucking game. It don't matter if it was a kid being born or not. But let me ask you, we used to have this happen. Like my boy, I told Smitty the story. He played for this fucking. Started for the Bengals for 8 seasons. Only white boy secondary player in the league at the time, I think, with Seahorn, and fucking Marvin told him, "Hey, you're probably gonna get cut, dog, if you missed this goddamn playoff game against Tennessee." But he was allowed to take a private jet and go back and forth, and usually it worked out. I just don't see why we're not doing that anymore. At least
here's the thing: I've had 4 kids. They never come exactly when they're expected to come. No. Sometimes it's a little early, sometimes a little late. So, I just think it's his individual choice. But again, go back to the sex calendar. Come on, athletes. Come on, guys. You got to think big. You got to think like a champion.
You do. I like it.
Big
and you got to go doggy if you want a boy. Anyway, I fucked up. Should have went doggy when it happened. Man, I appreciate you guys joining us. Next week, Jeff, you on Monday, Jeff? I got to get my schedule fucked up. I had it fucked up, so I got you back on. So stop trolling the chat.
Yeah,
and,
Jason canceled last time. What do I not mean motherfucking shit to you? What happened?
Also, you was serious when you was in the comments saying he canceled on me. Oh,
he's trolling.
Hey, Shaun, real quick, ask Shaun what I asked earlier. Shaun, Shady McCoy's a Hall of Famer, right?
In what?
What do you mean in what? In the NFL.
In football?
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the numbers. I'm not saying it's a knock, but
why did the 2 football guys say the exact same thing, Jeff?
When you talk about Hall of Fame,
2 football guy, am I not a football guy no more? Golly.
No, I'm talking about coaches. I meant coach.
Smitty was where you played at Ball State, Smitty?
Sharp, baby. Maxon.
Him and Jason Whitlock. Cardinals greats.
But no, I made plays at Ball State. I don't know what Whitlock was doing there.
Hey, Shaun, I told Jeff the same thing. I said, I got to look at the numbers because it don't pop off at me. A Hall of Famer pops off at you, don't it, Shaun? Like, goddamn, I know he's
Shaun, over 11,000 rushing, a 2010 All-Decade member, 2-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, Eagles all-time leading rusher. Just don't even number 2-time Super Bowl champion.
4.52 yards per carry.
So let me keep it a buck, okay? Because there's no disrespect in what I'm about to say.
Ah, damn. But anytime you start like that, it's disrespect.
No, I went to Tulane. We highly intelligent coming out of that university. Listen, there's a difference between a Ring of Honor player and a Hall of Fame player. I think Matt Ryan and what's the quarterback for the Chargers?
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers are Ring of Honor players. I don't think they're Hall of Famers. I think the same way with LeSean McCoy. I think he should be in the Eagles Ring of Honor, but when you say Hall of Famer, that's not what comes to mind.
And I respect that. I'm just looking at the numbers of the other running backs who were in the Hall of Fame, and his numbers are comparable. That's all I'm saying.
Shaun, before we go, I got to ask. You mentioned boxing match with Gilbert Arenas. Tyreek Hills wanted to fuck me up. We got into it. But does this one top it? Barely play it for the people.
I'm going to tell you something, Jeff. I would like you to come down and see me because I'm going to bust your fucking mouth wide open. I'm going to put you on your fucking knees and I'm going to make you suck my dick.
It's always
Don't
gay
fuck
when you
with this
say
kid.
it. Why?
Stop, you shut your fucking mouth. Be a fucking man. You want to be a man? Don't fuck with him. Come and fuck with me. Come.
That's Sammy the Bull. That's Sammy the Bull Gravano. So Jeff, give us a backstory because I know we.
Who's he talking to?
He's talking
Jeff.
to
He's talking about Jeff.
He hates me.
Hell, Jeff, man. You can't go to the Northeast no more, big dog.
He don't live in the Northeast.
But his homies do.
Come on with it.
Man, Jeff.
He's a rat.
You got to chill out in these streets, Jeff, man. People crazy in 2024, man.
Nah, he's upset. He's like 80 years old. He's irrelevant, too. He's a snitch, Sean. He's ratted out John Cotton.
Hey, Sammy, that is Jeff talking. He's talking about.
He killed 19 people.
He said, my name Bennett, I ain't in it.
I'm in Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke, baby.
Hey, Shaun, appreciate you. Jeff, appreciate you.
Hey, I got an announcement.
We'll see you guys next week.
JB.
I
got an announcement. I am officially becoming a 2-day-a-week member of the Coach JB show.
Clap it up.
I did not say absolutely.
Good for you. I'm only a 1-day-a-week.
So
no,
JB
you don't, Jeff. Shut up, troll.
Figure it out.
Let's do it.
Good work.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Monday, Jeff. See you next week, Shaun. Maybe Tuesday, Thursday as well. We'll figure it out.
See you guys.
All right, man. Big Smitty will be back. I'll see you tomorrow. We got work to do at the new studio. And, you ain't running from that. And
I got a stinger in my shoulder. I don't know if I can.
Yeah. We'll see you there tomorrow. And Bailey, fly in and get it done. And then we'll see you tomorrow. And we'll see you guys on Monday. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. Appreciate you. And the show's only getting better, and it's only getting started. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a wrap. We what the game's been missing. We